All right, everybody, welcome to week 3 of the XFL. Vegas Vipers hosting the Seattle Sea Dragons. We're going to hope this stream works. We're going to hope for the best. This game is on FX, so if you have FX, this also works there. We're going to hope this one works. My name is Jared9. This is not my usual location, as you can probably tell if you've been here before. I am going on a cruise tomorrow. I'm streaming this on my phone hotspot from a hotel room in Miami, hoping for the best, because the hotel Wi-Fi here is not very good. Basically, I picked a place where I don't want to have to pay spring break prices. I don't know why we planned it that way, but hopefully this works. Hopefully there's not a whole lot of buffering. The good thing is the graphics are pretty minimal in here, so you're not really missing out. So as long as the audio is good, we should be okay. Again, anything at this point is out of my control. I'm doing this on my phone hotspot. This is not my usual location. This is by far going to be the strangest place I ever stream. So hopefully this works. But my name is Jared9. We're going to start week 3 of the XFL with the Seattle Sea Dragons against the Vegas Vipers. I did get a haircut. Thanks for noticing, Tiger. I did get a haircut. Had to trim up some hair before the cruise. So we got 2 0-2 teams. 2 teams that have been kind of a disappointment. You figure at the start of the season, maybe 2 of the 3 favorites to win it all were Vegas and Seattle. Houston was probably the favorite, and they've been playing phenomenally. They're the number 1 team right now. But Vegas, Seattle, very disappointing so far. Ben DiNucci, Luis Perez, you think with those 2 guys that they'd be doing well, but not so much. So it looks fun. All right, so we are hopefully. I don't know if you're talking about the haircut or the stream quality itself, but we should be good to go. I have a second monitor up on the hotel internet, which is not great. Cruise going to the Caribbean. We are going to Royal Caribbean's private island. We're going to their other island in Labadee, and we're going to St. Thomas and Puerto Rico. And it's actually funny. I was talking about this on Twitter. I really don't want to go on this cruise because I love working so much. It's really one of those things, and I genuinely mean that. Like, I love streaming these XFL games with you guys. I love getting videos out. I'm going on this because I kind of need some time after football season. Also, I'm seeing my friends, and this trip is amazing, so I'm looking forward to that. But like, if it was up to me, like I would do this for not XFL season. I did not think I'd be live streaming XFL, but here we are, and I'm loving every second of it. So hopefully this stream works. Everything looks good, and we should be good to go that way. So again, if you've been here before, you know the drill. If not, I'm legally not allowed to show the game. It is a violation of copyright law, a violation of pretty much everything in the book. I just realized I'm an idiot and I have the wrong channel on my TV. I put on USA instead of FX. So let me flip that right now. All right. There we go. So if you haven't been here before, how it works, just type in any questions in the chat about anything at all, game, unrelated, whatever you want, and I'll be happy to answer. I'll be commentating the game alongside the live stream, which I think this cable is hooked up to real time. It's not like my cable back in Phoenix, so there shouldn't be any delay whatsoever. If you have any questions, you can donate, and I'll get to them right away. Otherwise, I'm just going to go in the order that I see them, but we'll be on for all 3 hours talking about this game between Seattle and Vegas. And we do have a $10 donation to start off, kicking things off with Weather Chart. Thank you so much. Who just became a patron also. Thank you so much for that. Really, really appreciate it. He's going to give us our weather report as always. Weather in Vegas. Hold on to your hats, people. Oh, boy. Is it going to be like anything like the Las Vegas game? Let's see. 60 degrees, but strong winds all game. Winds south-southwest, 20-25 miles an hour. 40-mile-an-hour gusts. Expect many kickoff infractions and bad field goals if they can even do them. Seattle gets the W. $5 from Spencer Webb. Thank you so much. I blame Nathaniel Hackett for stressing you out with all those dumb decisions. All right, so let's address both those things. So the weather, I mean, last week was brutal in Vegas. You had multiple kickoff infractions. You had awful field conditions. Will the field conditions be better? I mean, they can't be any worse than what they were last week, but fingers crossed that they're better. I don't know if fans are going to show up for this one, if the winds are going to be that strong, but at least it's not raining, which is good. Yeah, hopefully we have a good weather game, because Vegas already has enough trouble as it is. And I do think Seattle gets the W. Vegas' defense has not been good. They're about the only team right now that can't stop the run if their life depended on it. Their run defense against DC last week was embarrassing. So I think Seattle wins this one. And the $5 from Webb, I blame Nathaniel Hackett for all this. He did cause a lot of stress. The Jaguars also caused me a lot of stress. A lot of good stress, but a lot of stress. It's funny. I've been to like 50 Jags games in my life, and I thought after the Titans win, nothing could top that. And then I went down next week, and somehow topped that. I'm like, okay, I need a break after this. This is terrible. After the game, will there be 3 hours of church programming? There will be 4. We will have 4 hours of church programming after this. Praise me. Praise me. I need, as Phil Collins and Jesus knows me, I need $14 million right now. $14 million so I can build the church of Jaguar Gator. How you doing, my friend? I first saw one of your videos about how my Philadelphia Eagles almost moved to Arizona. I'm a die-hard Eagles fan. Never knew that happened. Thank you so much for pointing that out. I love when people say having I think that's my favorite comment is when people are fans of a team and they see a video and wait, I never realized that happened. I love that. I love discovering new things. We have a $10 from Tomas Hernandez. Thank you so much. Love having 3 channels. Thank you so much. I love having 3 channels too. I love being able to talk about baseball and college football and the NFL. Speaking of which, here's going to be the schedule for next week. I might as well say this now before we start the game. The schedule for next week, obviously no live streams. This is the only week 3 stream we're going to do. We're not going to do any week 4 streams. I will still be gone. Sunday I will be flying, and Saturday I'll still be on my cruise. And I don't even know if we get FX or any ESPN channel on the boat or ESPN. If we get ESPN, it's like the ESPN Caribbean version. They won't show XFL. So no live streams next week. This is the only live stream we're doing for week 3. In terms of the JG9 upload schedule, we're going to do every other day. So we're going to do, tomorrow there's going to be a video coming out, something Jaguars related, which is good. I love doing Jaguars related videos. We do have a Jaguars history video. Tuesday we'll have a video. Thursday we'll have a video. Saturday we'll have a video. And then we're back to normal on Monday. So keep that in mind. So we're going to have a video every other day on JG9. So Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I've been able to backlog videos. JG8, we should have 2 videos up. I sent both of them over to my editor. He's working on them right now. He's been great. He's done a lot of the videos on JG8, Newhall video editing. He did the Oregon Pac-10 tiebreaker video, the Charleston Bowl video, the East Carolina high school football video. He's done a lot of good stuff with the channel. Been a major, major asset. He's going to edit both those videos that are going to come out on JG8. Something about Tulane and something about Clemson. So if all goes according to plan, JG8 will have 2 uploads next week. So it'll be like I never left. JG7, I have no clue if there's going to be an upload or not. I have no clue. I might send one over to my baseball editor. I have a script done. I just want to make sure that everything's good to go with that. What clips I want to do. I don't want to advise him on that because, I don't know, I might save that one. But JG7, we might have a video. I'm not sure. But we will have 4 videos on JG9 next week. Starting tomorrow, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. We'll have 2 videos on JG8. And we might have a JG7 video. So really, there won't be a triple header Thursday, but we should have a video just about every single day. So you will still get a ton of content across all 3 channels. And every upload will be at 9 a.m. Eastern. Every upload will be 9 a.m. Eastern. All right, let's see what other things we have. Football time, Seattle versus Las Vegas. Yes, it is, Maple. Yes, it is. Time for another XFL game. Indeed, Clyde. Indeed. Folks, are you ready for some football? I sure hope so. Question is, are Vegas and Seattle ready for some football? Because it didn't look that way the past 2 weeks. Kids' Choice Awards versus the XFL. Here we go. Okay, the KCAs, their branding is terrible. What's going on with the KCAs? Because I always remember growing up that it was the last weekend in March. I always remember that. It's the last weekend or the second to last weekend in March. And now it's like the first weekend in March, and some years it's April, some years it's mid-April, some years it's mid-March. Like, be consistent. I don't know when your award show is. Like, for all the problems that the Grammys has, I at least know for the most part when their show is airing every year. KCAs, it's like, oh, I thought this was like 3 weeks from now. Did I hear about the player Normandy that sold the place to the other team in the XFL? Yeah, they reinstated him, so I don't know what that was about. The Guardians are just a hot mess. Terrell Buckley has no idea what he's doing. They're just a hot mess. People were saying Lamar got traded to Washington. He did not. It was Adam Schefter pranked PFT commentator on Part of My Take. It was completely fake. It was really, really funny, actually. Will Trashman Field redeem itself? There's nothing it can do to redeem itself. It is minor league quality all the way. Minor league quality all the way. Is there any way to not watch the game through ESPN? I do not want to pay for ESPN 3. If you have FX, or you can find an FX stream, you can do it. The I Love It Iconopop featuring Charlie X music video reminds me of Vince Scully's Behind the Bag call. I haven't seen that video in a while. I would have to Have to refresh my memory on that one. Yeah, FX is covering it. What's more likely, a Texans-Bears Super Bowl this season or a whole stream without someone asking you to show the game? That's funny. Oh, man. Streaming the game. There it is. There it is. Yeah, so for those not in the loop, I'm legally not allowed to show this game. It is a violation of copyright law. It's a violation of every rule in the book. Every channel that has tried showing the game has been struck down, has been taken down. I'm legally not allowed to show this game. We're going Tom Grassi style on this. This is my first time watching the XFL this season. I haven't been able to keep up with it, so I'm excited. Oh, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry if this is your first impression, because these are two 0-2 teams. This field is a minor league. I'm so sorry. Look, I love this league. I want it to succeed. Vegas is gone after this season. Vegas is moving to San Diego. They're goners. If this is not a good game, give the league a chance. I'll put it this way. Give the league a chance if this is not a good game. Because there are going to be much better games going forward with much better teams and much better stadiums and fan bases and facilities. So if this is not a good first impression, give this league a chance. That's what I will say. That's what I'll say. Welcome back to Florida JD9. First time you've been in the state since my favorite game in Jags history. Yep, it's been a while. It's been a sound. It's weird being in Miami. Fort Lauderdale Airport's nice. I like Fort Lauderdale Airport, but I flew into the Miami airport, and that is stuck in the 80s and not in a good way. Not in a good way. Let's see. When you say been to 50 Jags games, I have 50 Jags games in Jacksonville. Most of them. So the regular season, the only road game I've been to regular season was they played at SoFi against the Rams in 2021. That was a train wreck, but great stadium. Went to that one. All right, so if you're wondering if my stream's on real time, I'm seeing a guy in an Elvis costume outside the Vegas sign right now. So stream should be in real time. I've also been to a few preseason games. I went to one in Baltimore, New England, and some of the Meadowlands, but it's mainly been Jacksonville. Any guess which Vegas wide receiver, if any, steps up this game? The guy that had a great first half in week 1, I need to see more of it, is Jeff Badette. All right, they're showing Brett Hundley on the screen. Is Hundley going to start? They were showing Hundley. Are they benching Luis Perez? Again, I'm not watching this with audio. We have two 0-2 teams. It is very windy, as weather chart said. He was outlying 18 miles an hour. Gust to 70? Wait a second. Am I reading that right? Gust to 7 hour winds? Wait a second. No way. No way. Yeah, if the stream is laggy, I'm doing this on my phone hotspot in a hotel in Miami that does not have good Wi-Fi, so I can't use their Wi-Fi. So I've been doing everything on a phone hotspot. So unfortunately, this is the best I can do. Unfortunately, stream quality-wise, this is the best I can do. This will be the only stream like this. This, again, the weirdest location I've ever streamed in whatsoever. It is very, very weird not being in my apartment to stream these games, but we're good. Like, I'm literally doing this on my bed. I'm literally streaming this on my bed with pillows keeping me upright. A good evening tonight from Detroit Rock City on the only XFL game you can be doing it, hopefully not interrupted by Extreme Home Makeover. But someone also asked earlier, I missed the question about why there's no XFL Team Miami. Why would there be? They struggle getting fans for a lot of their sporting teams, and there's so much competition. Why would the XFL Miami would fail miserably? It would fail absolutely miserably. You want to go to markets that are not contested markets. Big markets, but uncontested markets. Miami and XFL team would be the eighth fiddle there. There's so much else to do there. You can go to the beach. You can enjoy the nightlife, the downtown scene. You also have the Marlins. You have the Heat. You have the Panthers. I guess that's Sunrise. You have Inter Miami. Like, they would get obliterated. They might get 5,000 fans a game. Get 5,000 games. All right, as long as the audio is coming in well. Because, again, the video quality is not that important for something like this. You can see my reaction when coaches do dumb things, but the audio is... Lag's not bad so far. I mean, if it should be... I mean, I don't think... If it's not bad now, it shouldn't be bad the rest of the way, because this is my phone hotspot, so it's not even Wi-Fi dependent. It's just my phone hotspot. I've been using that for the past day, so... Playing in the middle of a nowhere desert with no resources is better than playing a Cashman. Wouldn't disagree. Snapdragon Stadium would be so nice, so I'd try to go every other game. Yeah, I really think San Diego's getting a team. Vegas is going to be gone, and you're going to have the San Diego Vipers next year. That's my pick. SoFi Stadium is nice. Hate the casual Rams fans, though. I mean, look, SoFi, it's in the middle of nowhere, but once you're there, I mean, it is a mecca of stadiums. It is gorgeous. I was always in the camp that Jacksonville Stadium is super nice. We don't need a new stadium. Just make some renovations, put some shade on it, make some renovations, and we're good. And then I saw SoFi, and I went to a game at SoFi, and I'm like, change your plans. Tear this thing down. Tear this thing down. I thought when NFL came to Vegas, it would be the end of these minor league teams like CFL, USFL, XFL, so why is it still happening? Your guess is as good as mine. People want the Vegas market. They want the Vegas market, which I don't get. All right, the ball is not even staying on the tee on the first try. Let's see. Can it stay on the tee here? All right. We are kicking off. Here we go. Kickoff is... camera operator is asleep at the wheel. And Seattle muffs the kickoff, but they are going to get at the 21-yard line. All right, good start, camera operator. Camera operator is asleep at the wheel. Or the director, or someone was asleep at the wheel. All right, it is going to be Ben DiNucci back there. Ben DiNucci is back there for the Sea Dragons. Game starts right now. And for those wondering, XFL rules, the clock runs on everything outside of 2 minutes in each half. The 3 boxes on the bottom in red are timeouts. The blue box is challenge. You get to challenge one thing a game, and it can be anything. Over-under is 37.5 with this win. We'll see what happens. DiNucci, first play, it's a screen, and it is caught to the 30, to the 32-yard line. 32-yard line, so a nice, easy completion in this weather. It's Ja'Cour Pearson. I think that's the way you got to do it. That's the way you got to do it in this weather. Keep it simple. Just go nice and easy passes. That's a nice play. Get 11 yards. Pearson on the grab. All right, first attempt at 32. DiNucci, play action. Another screen pass. It's another screen pass. This time Vegas is ready for it. That was a really quick cut. Damian Willis on the catch. Really quick cut by the director. I'm not quite sure what the director is doing right now. So already we're seeing some production issues that are kind of amateur. I live for this kind of stuff. I absolutely live for this kind of stuff. That was a really quick cut, though. He wasn't even down when they cut to the shot of Gene Jones. All right, so second and 8, ball at the 34-yard line. Future World Series champion Miami, Marlins in Miami. I mean, if they make the playoffs, they're going to the World Series. So they have every single non-COVID year. This one's just a handoff. It's going to pick up 2 yards. So 3rd and 6. Say ball at the 35-yard line. Run there by T.J. Hammonds, it looked like. Thought production issue would be an issue. I mean, the wind is awful. I mean, for the director's cut, there's really no excuse for that one. But I guess tracking the ball might be tough. Tracking the ball might be tough. All right, 3rd and 6. Ball at the 35-yard line. Got to get to the 41. DiNucci drops back. And was that a fumble? He was hit on the play instead of fumble. You just got to fall on that. Oh, my goodness. And the ball is going to be recovered by Vegas, unless they're saying he was out. It was not. Vegas ball at the 25-yard line. Seattle, you just got to fall on that. You're not picking up the first down. Just fall on that ball. Just fall on that ball. Let's just make sure that this was a fumble. It looked like a fumble. The hit on the play by Vic Beasley. Oh, that's going to be close. Blandino's going to take a look at that one. That's going to be close. But right there, you got to fall on that. You got to fall on that ball. You're Jawan Green. You're not picking up the first down. DiNucci thinks it's a forward pass. I think it might be a forward pass. But we need a close-up angle. We need a close-up angle. Unless they just confirmed it. Again, I'm not watching. I'm not listening with any audio. That is going to be... Yeah, they're checking it. The biggest fluke champion? I mean, the Red Sox were dominant that season, but they were the worst. They were worse the year before and worse the year after, so probably the... Does that answer the question, the 2018 Red Sox? Does that answer the question? I mean, not fluke in the sense that they weren't the best team in baseball. They were the best team in baseball. It was just the year after they stunk and the year before they stunk. It was really just a random year out of nowhere. Why can't we watch the real game? It's a violation of copyright law. I will get struck down immediately. All right, looks like they are confirming that it was a fumble. So Vegas ball at the 25-yard line. Some good field position to start off. But again, Juwan Green, you just got to fall on that ball. Drops back. It is caught close to the first down line. Let's see if they give it the catch on the play there by Jeff Badet, the guy I was talking about earlier. And it is Jalen McClendon who is getting the start at quarterback, not Luis Perez. Brett Hundley. Okay, so he must have changed numbers because on my depth chart it says he was 3. Now he's number 2. All right, so he changed numbers. So it is Brett Hundley getting the start over Luis Perez, who had a rough second half in the first game against Arlington and just a rough game all the way around. Was really good in the XFL back in 2020, really good in the USFL, but it has just not worked out for him so far. This version of that pass falls incomplete over the middle. It's Brett Hundley who is going to be getting the start today. I hate the ESPN score bug. It's not great with the bottom line under it. It's just way too generic. They're saying he didn't get the first down the last one? All right, another graphic error. So 3rd and 1. So apparently that was the second down play. They're going to keep it with Hundley, and it looked like he was going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage, but it is a gain of 4. Missed tackle on the play there by Antoine Brooks, the free safety. So new set of downs after some confusion. Who was directing this game? You had the quick cut on the first drive. You had that where the graphic showed 1st and 10 when it was 2nd and 1. Who the heck is doing this? Is this their first time? Like seriously, when I did a lot of games, we had students around, and it was never this bad. This is just really, really bad. All right, handoff up the middle, and nothing doing there. Gain of maybe 1 on the play, so 2nd and 9. 2016 legend Vic Beasley, yes. If CBS got the NHL, who do you think would be their number 1? I could see Spiro. How do I feel about the NFLPA report card for the Jags? Not concerned in the slightest bit. We're getting a new practice facility. It's being built right now. It's going to start this season. Handoff to the far side of the field, and once again, nothing to do with Vegas. It says trouble running the ball all year. 2 carries, 2 yards, 3rd and 8, all at the 13-yard line. So it seemed like most of the issues, and again, the report, and I don't know why they did it this way, the report was from last offseason. So any issues, a lot of them were either Urban Meyer related or we are getting a new facility this year that will address those issues. So I'm not worried in the slightest bit. 3rd down, Hundley drops back, feels pressure, rolls out, fires, end zone, wide open, touchdown! Touchdown, and it is the man I said at the start, Jeff Badet. I called it right at the start. Who do you think is going to have a big game for the Vipers? Who's going to step up? I said it's going to be Jeff Badet, who was really good the first half against Arlington. Shows why on that drive. 2 catches on the drive. Hundley's go-to guy. And Hundley's first time as a starter. It works out well as they get the opening points of the game. 6-0 Vegas. It's a get for Badet. And we'll see. They're going to go for 2 from the 5-yard line. And you can go for 3 from the 10 or 1 from the 2. They're going to go for 2 from the 5. Most teams seem to be doing that. We have a late substitution on the field for Seattle. Some miscommunication there. Daniel Joseph late coming on the field. But now they do have 11. Really, the only concerning thing with the NFLPA report card was the rats in the facility. Just get rid of the rats. That's not hard. Hire an exterminator. But everything else, I mean, a new facility is going to fix it. Okay, I don't get that call at all. You are having trouble running the ball all season. You're having trouble running the ball all year. Today so far, 2 carries, 2 yards with your running backs. You can't run the ball. And you're going to try a run from the 5-yard line. Are you actually kidding me? Vegas lost last week. Vegas lost to DC last week. Are you actually kidding me? You're going to try a run from the 5-yard line. If you're calling that on a 1-point conversion from the 2-yard line, fine. But from the 5-yard line, you're going to try that when you can't run the ball? Why are you playing to your weaknesses? Why? It makes no sense. No sense. No sense whatsoever. Shout out Arizona Cardinals who found a way to fill almost every category for their report card. I don't get the Cardinals in the sense that why are you charging players to stay at the facility to get better? I don't get it. Don't you... It doesn't make sense. You're telling me if a player wants to use the facilities after hours, they have to pay for it? So you're blaming Kyler Murray for working out away from the facility, yet if he wanted to work out at the facility, he'd have to pay on his own money. It would actually be more expensive for him to pay in Arizona than it would be to pay in Dallas. How does that make any sense? How does that make any sense? Vegas going winless this season? No, I think they'll get something. They'll get something. I wouldn't say they're going winless. There's too much talent on that team. And if Huntley keeps playing like this, there's too much talent on that team. Now, Orlando, that's a different story. Orlando, I could see going winless. Yeah, that is true. The Bills have a history of being cheap. I thought Michael was better than his dad, but I guess not. And it's a shame because he seems like a nice guy. I mean, I've met with him. Like I met with him before. He spoke at our law school, and talked about the business, and like he's just a super approachable guy. But there's no excuse for that. No excuse for that whatsoever. If Jacksonville gets a new stadium, do they host another Super Bowl? No. I would be downright stunned if they do. It's just an infrastructure thing. That city is not built for a Super Bowl. It just isn't. I love it. It's just not built for a Super Bowl. There's nothing downtown. The downtown area is literally a grass field. It would be, where would you even host like the NFL experience? I don't know where you put it. I don't know where you would put it. Like, do they have a convention center big enough to do it? I don't think they do. It would be so spread out if you did it. You'd have to use the Orlando area or something if you really want to do it. It would not work. It would not work. Now, that might change if Shad Khan builds up downtown and the Shipyards thing ever happens. If the Shipyards thing ever happens, maybe. But I don't think they're ever going back to Jacksonville. I think that's a one-time thing. Yeah, I hate Vegas being VG. It's not even VGS, it's VEG. VGS I can live with. It's VEG this year. Although the weather's improved, I still see some empty seats. It looked like another game with less than 10,000. Yeah, the sad part about Cashmere is that it holds, I think 9,900. So anything that's not full, like this looks more like the 6,000 that they said last week. All right, kickoff field at the 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, out at the 37-yard line. We have not had a kickoff return for a touchdown yet in the XFL, but that one, very good. 37-yard line is where Seattle will start this drive. Last drive, Vic Beasley forced the fumble. Sven DiNucci dropped back to pass. Yes, I am streaming from a hotel. Although we have a flag on the play, so hold that thought. Oh, East Rutherford was terrible. East Rutherford was absolutely terrible. I went to the Super Bowl experience in East Rutherford, which was just, they had the genius idea, instead of putting it at the Javits Center, let's do it in the middle of Times Square with actual people passing by and the Super Bowl experience. It took an hour to walk 3 blocks. It was a train wreck. And then the public transportation nightmare after the game. East Rutherford was a terrible location. It's just terrible. Charlotte, too cold, but if they get a dome, maybe. All right, so first attempt, the 15-yard line, and hit at the 19-yard line. Again, another quick cut. Another super quick cut to the interview. So dump off to the running back, 2nd down and 6. The most surprising head coach this year in the NFL? Honestly, I was on the fire Doug Peterson train at the halfway point of the season, and now I love the guy. So, because I was like, we're not improving. He's making so many critical mistakes with his play calling. Like what is he doing? DiNucci drops back, throws to the 6, and it is caught. Gain of about 7 or 8. It was enough for a first down. So I guess Peterson might be the most surprising because I did not see that coming. I did not see that. Dan Campbell, that's a good one. That's a good one. Dan Campbell. Because the first half of the season, I mean, I said, look, I love the guy. He's great energy-wise. He's turned the culture around, but he can't win games. He can't coach. He turns it around the second half of the season, just coaching-wise, too. Yeah, Campbell impressed me a lot. Because I just thought of him as Gus Bradley 2.0, but he's way more than that. Super quick cut there, but gain of 3 on the run, 2nd and 7. It's not just me noticing this, right? These are super quick cuts. The guy's not even down before they cut to a shot. Most surprising coach was Jeff Saturday, isn't surprisingly bad. The most surprising coach was Jeff Saturday, in the fact that I didn't think he'd get a job. If you ignore the fact the Seahawks won the Super Bowl before, which loss was more painful? 49-51. Ooh, all right, let me... It's actually really easy for me, as that pass falls incomplete. Nice coverage on the play there by... It looked like a number 5, but I don't have a number 5 on my depth chart. So... Let's see a replay. Maybe it was a different number. Oh, number 6. That's why. Okay. Coverage there by Keelan Kennedy. So 3rd and 7. All right, the easy answer for me is 51. And here's why. Super Bowl 49. Let's say the Seahawks score a touchdown there. Let's watch this play first. DiNucci feels the pressure. Fires to the 6. What is he doing? Why would you run backwards? What are you doing, Blake? Blake Jackson, why would you run backwards? This might not count. This might be a flag on... There's a flag on the play onwards. Why would you run backwards? Oh my goodness. You were at the sticks. You had the first down. And you ran backwards. What? We'll see what this flag is, but what on earth? And how's it going, Pikachu? How's it going? Oh my goodness. Brain dead. Blake Jackson. Brain dead. All right. That was... DiNucci set you up perfectly. Was a throw right to the sticks. All you got to do is catch the ball and fall down. Or just keep going forward. Why on earth would you run backwards? I can't even believe the coaching staff for that one, obviously. Blake Jackson, you just gotta fall. You just gotta go to the sticks. All right, personal foul. Unnecessary roughness on the offense. All right. Unnecessary roughness on the offense. Penalties decline. The penalty is on Chris Owens, the guard. So either way, nothing doing. But, oh my goodness. Seattle, what are you doing? Please show the replay of, not of Jackson doing the unnecessary roughness. I can't even tell what happened. There was no camera there. That wasn't the replay I want to see. All right. But anyway, in terms of the Super Bowl 49-51, 49, you have to remember also, you can play the hypothetical situation of, let's say as the punt's filled at the 23, to the 30, 35, 40, out of bounds at the 43-yard line. So 20-yard return, and that's where Vegas will take over. Right at midfield, some good field position for Vegas starting off. Remember that if Seattle scores a touchdown, they're still up by 3. They're up by 3 points. There's nothing that says that Tom Brady can't lead a drive down by 3. There's nothing that says that. Would Seattle probably win the Super Bowl? Yes, but honestly, you don't count on Tom Brady in that situation. You don't do it. Super Bowl 51 was just a choke job that if literally anything, they just had to make one play. Literally the final 8 drives of regulation. You just had to make one stop, or you had to kill like 1 more minute of clock, and you couldn't do it. 51 was way more painful. 49 was painful, don't get me wrong, but 51 was way more painful, even if either team never won the Super Bowl before. Oh, man. We begin the stream with Larry Jones, followed by Perspective, and in second hour, Robert Schuller, followed by Successive Life, and James Robinson and Lowell Lundstrom. Oh, that tease in that video, I love doing that tease like that. I love doing that. And what was funny was that I only found this out after I published it. I was looking over the article again. I'm like, oh, I wish I put that in. Oral Roberts actually aired on a different station at 9 o'clock that day, too. So if you missed Oral Roberts the first time, you could watch the same exact thing the second time. So you could have easily put the Mike Gottfried show there. That was a fun video to do. That was a fun broadcasting video. The video is coming up over the next week, again, I have 4 videos coming up Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, so I'll backlog stuff while I'm on vacation. I don't think any of them are broadcasting related, unfortunately, but we will have some. Let's see. Tomorrow's a Jaguars video. Tuesday is what's Tuesday? Eagles video, I think. Tuesday's gonna be an Eagles video, followed by on Thursday a Packers video. Oh no, Thursday is a broadcasting video. Thursday is a Packers broadcasting video. All right, Thursday is a Packers broadcasting video. So you get your broadcasting thing next week, and then Saturday I think will be a Dolphins video. Any scoregamis yet this year? I'm assuming everything's been a scoregami. This would be a bad venue for an FCS team, absolutely. Happy 3-year anniversary next Saturday. Oh man, it feels like forever ago and yesterday at the same time. It's weird how time has worked like that. NFL should be more careful when picking venues. Super Bowls. Choosing Arizona was good due to fan interaction, but the same has so many issues with the turf. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Arizona put on a great show, besides the turf issue, and that's a pretty big deal. That's a pretty big deal. But in terms of organization, Arizona was flawless. Arizona was phenomenal. I'm not just saying that as someone that lives in Arizona. I've been to the NFL draft many times. I've seen how that operation works. Arizona put on a heck of a show. Absolutely flawless. In the next 5 years, do you see a team like the Lions being a perennial playoff team? I don't see why not. I think there's a changing of the guard at the division. I think if Rodgers doesn't come back, I'm picking the Lions to win the NFC North next year. Do the Hawks make the divisional round next year? I don't think so. Best coach group here on dumb decisions? I did one on Bud Grant once. Quick little curve out there, gain of about 7. Should take him to midfield. That's like the best coach that's ever been on dumb decisions. Bud Grant's probably in the running. There was a play, it was Vikings Seahawks 1978, and he didn't call a timeout for some reason, and it made no sense why. The Seahawks were basically they had 3 timeouts, I think it was. First and goal for the Seahawks, and they were just going to run out the clock to kick a game-winning field goal, and Bud Grant never called the timeout. I'm like, what are you doing? Why would you not ever call a timeout there? Loss of 2 on the run there, so 3rd and 6. Why does June Jones keep getting jobs? A lot of these coaches in the XFL are retread guys, and USFL for that matter. A lot of guys are guys that have coaching experience before. How do you feel about the Colts' new head coach? They just traded Frank Reich for another Frank Reich disciple. I mean, it can't be worse than Reich. Reich's clock management and game skills this season were horrible, so it can't be any worse. Jackson Mahomes and John Morant make a great tag team. Oh, man. Quite the day for the Grizzlies. Quite the day. Screen pass there. Nothing doing. Sean Price, the tight end, on the catch. Or no, it's going to be Matthew Sexton on the catch. They need way clearer outlines on these uniform numbers. Way clearer outlines. The 4th and 4, Matthew Sexton. Screen pass goes nowhere. Obviously, this win, it's tough to throw down the field. So 4th and 4, they're going to punt it away. Back to Seattle. John Morant is suspended for the next 2 games by the team. I don't even get what John Morant's doing. I don't know what John Morant is doing. They're both last in the standings. They're both 0-2. Like, I would at least get it to some extent if he grew up in that lifestyle. As that's a nice punt field at the 7. I would have let it bounce one more time. I don't know why you would pick it up right then and there, but great punt nonetheless in these conditions. 1st and 10 for Seattle at the 7-yard line. Like, if you grew up in that lifestyle, I mean, I would get it to some extent. But he grew up well-adjusted. He grew up relatively well. Like, he didn't have to escape anything. He grew up really well-adjusted. And now he's doing this. He's, like, going in reverse. It makes no sense. He's trying to, like, speedrun his way out of the NBA, and it makes no sense. I thought he was better than this. I really did. DiNucci feels the pressure, and he is able to get out of it and runs for a gain of 9. I'm shocked. I did not think he had anything there. Looked for a second like he was going to throw past the line of scrimmage, but 2nd and 1 at the 9-yard line. Nice 9-yard gain there. Pressure force, but he steps up, breaks a tackle, and gets out of bounds right by the 1st down line. Dan Reeves loves the snowball games. Yes, he does. Think Chris Matthews was MVP if they won? I mean, he had a great first half. He didn't do anything in the second half, so I don't think he wins MVP. DiNucci, 2nd and 1. He's going to throw it to the sideline in the winds. Did he catch it? Did he keep the feet in? He didn't. It is Josh Gordon. Josh Gordon with the grab on the sideline. A little toe drag swag action right there. Would have been a catch in the NFL, too. His first catch of the day. Gordon, I think it's a touchdown in both games. He hasn't done much other than that, but he has a touchdown in both games, I believe. And it has one in the first game. I forget if he had one last week. And this one goes to Gordon. Screen pass, spin move. Put him in the spin cycle and get a gain of about 8 while you're at it at the 44-yard line. So back-to-back plays to Josh Gordon. Obviously, very good player in the NFL. Probably the best player in the NFL or in the XFL in terms of production from an NFL standpoint. I was just going to say, led the league in receiving yards in 2013. Had a great game against my Jaguars that year. 200 some odd yards. It was something crazy. He had a 95-yard touchdown. Still won that game. Chad Henne and Cecil Shorts in the end zone with 50 seconds left. Great game. 2nd and 2. Handoff to the side. Nice run there. It picks up a first down. Morgan Ellison on the run. Remember, Vegas could not stop the run last time, but there is a flag. This one might be coming back. A lot of laundry so far. Holding on the offense, so moving back 10. How much of the Combine have I watched? I've watched a bit. I haven't watched any today, or for that matter, because my TV or my hotel does not get NFL Network. But, I mean, I catch the highlights. Look, at the end of the day with the Combine, I look at the extremes. So if you're a running back and you run a 4.3, okay, I'm taking note. If you're a running back and you run a 4.9, yeah, I'm taking note. But there's no difference for me between like a 4.45 and a 4.48. There's no difference. Screen pass there. They get some of that yardage back, about a gain of 11 on the play. They go to Blake Jackson, who this time actually knows how to fall forward. Grand Valley State Stadium is better than this. And I've seen high school stadiums better than this. Granted, I visited my cousins in Texas once, and we saw we didn't go to a game, it was over Easter, but we saw the Allen High School Football Stadium. That's a better stadium than this. Would Russell be a Seahawk if they won 49? I don't think so. I don't think it would have made any difference. I think they would have moved on. He's washed anyways. DiNucci, slant route, caught at the 50, 40, break a tackle, 35, 30, out of bounds at the 25-yard line. It's a slant route, and it's caught by Ja'Cour Pearson at the 25-yard line. Gain of 32 on the play. Some very poor tackling there by Vegas. Looked like number 22, Adam Sparks, could not provide his defense with a spark. Missed the tackle there. Had him wrapped up and just let him go for some reason. And Seattle's now just outside the red zone. Did you like how the Niners won against the Cowboys? Not sure what you mean by that necessarily. I will say Mike McCarthy, that was awful coaching on his part. The clock management at the end, the final play, I mean, that was one of my favorite dumb decision theories I've ever done. The fact that I could fit 2 in one episode because they were that bad, like the clock management on its own would have been good enough for dumb decisions. And then that happened with the final play. Yeah, let's call that play. Absolutely genius. We have a $10 donation from the Eggonator. Thank you so much. Let me put your name in there, and then I will, thank you so much for the donations and love and support, guys. Last stream I quizzed about the 5 times the road team was favored in the AFC, yes. Now he named the 7 since 76. The road team was favored in the NFC Championship. Okay. Let me think about this. All right. I'm going to just jot down some notes. All right. I'm just going to spitball. I'm not saying any answers yet. I would say 1980 was probably one of them. Cowboys over Eagles. I would say that was probably one of them. Was 82 one of them? I'll think about it over the commercial break. I'll talk it through during the commercial break. Because that's a good question. That's a really good question. I'll think about it during the commercial break. 25-yard line. DiNucci has time, throws to the sideline, and the wind took that one. It looked like it was going to be a catch, and the wind just took it. Intended target on the play, number 19, TJ Hammonds. All right, so 1980. I'm not. Don't tell me anything yet. I haven't locked anything in. I'm just talking. I would think 1980 Dallas over Philly was probably one of them. I would also think, would 79 be one? Because the Bucs, I mean, they started 5-0, but they were kind of bad after that. Then again, Vince Ferragamo. Touchdown! Touchdown throw! Touchdown throw over the middle. It is caught by Blake Jackson. Jack's attack, and we are tied at 6. DiNucci to Jackson from 25 yards out, over the middle. And we'll see what Seattle does here on the conversion. You go for 2 from the 5, 1 from the 2, or it looks like they're going to go from the 3. They're going to try the 3-point conversion from the 10-yard line. Not sure I agree with this in a 6-6 game. Kind of want to maximize my chances of taking the lead, but let's see. DiNucci from 10 yards out. I think Vegas is going to call a timeout. Someone in the secondary saw something he didn't like. So Vegas calls their first timeout. They have to have 2 left, 1:32 left. Nice throw by DiNucci going through his reads. Coverage on the play there. Yeah, that is a number 5, but I don't have a number 5 on my depth chart. All right, I'm going to just spitball NFC championships. Let me think. 80 was probably one of them. 94, I would also say, because the Cowboys-Niners, there's just domination. 97 might have also been one. Packers over Niners. 79 could have been, but I don't think they trusted Ferragamo. I don't think Vegas would have trusted Ferragamo at all. All right. From the 10-yard line, DiNucci has time. Going end zone, and that is back in the end zone and almost caught after it was deflected, but just a bit behind, intended for Josh Gordon. Back in the end zone. It looked for a brief moment after that ball got deflected that Gordon might be able to come back for it, but he just couldn't keep his balance. And we are tied up at 6 still. And not sure I agree with going for 3 there. Not sure I agree with that, but either way, teams exchanged touchdowns in this first quarter. All right, so let me think about this again. 97 is probably one of them. 2000, I don't think the Vikings were in favor of the Giants. I don't think. Don't think they would have been. I don't think any of the Eagles ones. Obviously not Super Bowl 40. Bears Saints, I don't think. Giants Packers was not. Cardinals Eagles. Cardinals Eagles might have been. All right, let me jot that. Let me just jot that down. I'm not locking anything in. Saints Vikings, I don't think. Packers Bears. I don't think Packers Bears would have been, but maybe. All right, Vegas kickoff down the 21-yard line. Packers Bears maybe a 6 seed. I don't think they would have been. Giants Niners or Niners Falcons could have been. Niners Falcons, I think absolutely could have been. I'll make a note of that. Seahawks are favored over the Niners in 2013, 2014. I think the same thing. Seahawks are favored. 2015, Cardinals Panthers, no way. No way. Falcons Packers, the whole Packers team was dead by that point, so I think Falcons were favored. We got 126 left, and then I'll think about it some more. Handoff up the middle, and once again, Vegas unable to get anything going ground-wise. Gain of just 2 on the play. Gain of just 2. Let's think. Eagles Vikings, no. Rams Saints, no. 054 with the Niners Packers. I don't think so. I don't think. 2nd and 8. Hundley. He's got room. He's going to take off. He's at the 30. Man slips. He's got the first down. 35, 40. Can he get some more? He does. 45. 45, 50, but take a bit of that back for a block in the back. It's still going to be a first down, but there is a block in the back, so we'll see where they spot this. Humley's got wheels. He showed some wheels on the opening drive when he scrambled out and found it down the end zone for the touchdown. Showing some wheels there. This will be a first down. The question is, where will they mark it? It looked like the flag was thrown around the 44-yard line. So I think this ball is probably made like 34. But we'll see. Illegal block in the back. All right, did they say repeat the down? Yes, the block in the back came around the 43, 42-yard line. So it should be around the 32-yard line. I guess Blandino was talking about the spot. And I do not have any audio. I guess Blandino was talking about the spot. So, yeah, ball 32-yard line. 32-yard line, first down. All right. Handoff there. Nothing doing at the start. Nice cut back to at least gain something out of it. But gain of just 2 on the play. So second down at the 34-yard line. That will probably take us to the end of the quarter, so I can think about this question even more, because I love a good trivia question. Niners-Packers, I don't think would have been. I don't think Niners-Packers would have been. Buccaneers-Packers, probably not. Rams-Niners, I think. Because the Niners won both meetings. I think the Niners probably would have been. Then this year, no. All right, so you said it happened 7 times. Happened 7 times. All right, let me go through the 80s. Let me think. 88 could have been. 88. Niners-Bears could have been. 79 I don't think was. I don't think 79 was. 82, I mean... Okay, I got my guess. So you can tell me if I'm right after this. You can tell me if I'm right. I have my 7. I'm locking it in. I'm locking in my 7. 1980 between the Cowboys and Eagles. 1988 between the Niners and the Bears. 94 between the Cowboys and the Niners. 97 between the Packers and the Niners. 08 between the Eagles and Cardinals. 2012 between the Niners and the Falcons. 21 between the Niners and Rams. That's my guess. Oh, it's 9. Oh, okay. It's 9. Okay. All right. It's 9. All right. So in that case, let me just think about what else it could possibly be. Let me just think what else it could possibly be. It's 9 times. Okay. Let me think about the other 2 then. In that case, I'll throw 79 in there. I'm not confident about it, but I'll throw 79 in there with the Buccaneers against the Rams. I'll throw that in there. And I'm not confident about it. 81 I don't think would have been, because the Niners decimated the Cowboys in the regular season. So I'm not confident about it, but I'll say 82. I'll say 82, Cowboys, Washington. I'll say Dallas, Washington. I'm not confident about it, because Washington was awfully good that year, but I'll go with that. So 79, 80, 82, 88, 94, 97, 08, 12, 21. Final answer. All right, let's see what other questions we got. And thank you for the donation again. That's a really fun question. Do you think the Niners-Cowboys playoff game was the best? The Cowboys would have swung the ball. My favorite Niners game is a Niners fan. It was a good game. I'm not sure if it was the best game, but it was a good game. All right, I need to know the answer to this. All right, I'm going to get through some of these questions. Is there a reason why the Seattle Dragons are not the Sea Dragons? No clue. Biggest bust in the NFL that was their own fault? Justin Blackman. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about 2010. I did say I don't think a 6 seed would have been favored, but in 2017. Really? Wait, 2017 the Vikings were favored over the Eagles? Really? I don't remember that. All right. So what? I got 79, I got 80, I got 82, I got 97, I got 08, I got 12. All right, I got 6 out of 9. You know what? 2 out of 3 ain't bad. That's what Love says. I'll take that, you know? Off the top of my head, I will take 6 out of 9 there. It's a nice percentage. I will take that. All right, we have a $10 from Jonathan Manson. Thank you so much. DC Defenders should win early game tomorrow. Battlehawks have a third game in a row on the road and won both games late in our favorable schedule. Yeah, there's a reason why I have San Antonio as ranked higher than St. Louis in my power rankings. So that slant route falls incomplete, so Vegas will be punting the ball 4th and 4. There's a reason I have the Brahmas. Even though the Brahmas lost to the Battlehawks, I have them above. They just have been more consistent all season. AJ McCarron, I've not seen it whatsoever. I've not seen it. I think DC wins. DC's number 2 right now, and Houston's number 1 for me. And thank you for the love, Jonathan Manson. Thank you so much. But biggest buster was our own fault. Blackman, easily Blackman. He had all the talent in the world. He was the most talented player I've ever seen play for Jacksonville. I've seen a lot of Jaguars games. I've seen a lot of Jaguars players. He's the most talented I've ever seen. He could have been a legend. He really could have been. He flamed out because it was his own fault, and it stinks. Because he was so good. My vacation so far, I mean, it's not really been a vacation so far. Basically, I flew into Miami last night just because I wanted to... I didn't want to fly in the day before because what happens if the flight gets canceled? You always want to give yourself some buffer room. You always want to give some buffer room. So I did that. So I've been working nonstop in the hotel room. I've not been on vacation. How long am I going to be uploading on the cruise? We'll do every other day. So we'll do tomorrow, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I have videos backlogged. First 10 to 35-yard line, by the way, for Seattle. And we will have 2 JG8 videos. We might have a JG7 video, although no promises there. Danucci, quick little sweep pass behind him. Pick it up just in case. That might be a fumble. That might be a fumble. Referee rules it incomplete. Referee rules it incomplete. Ja'Cour Pearson, the intended target. That wind is picking up. They did say 70-mile-per-hour gusts are possible. Vegas cannot catch a break weather-wise. The first home game was a train wreck. This game, absolutely terrible weather-wise. Yeah, so hopefully we have 6 videos up, maybe 7. Handoff up the middle. It is Morgan Ellison. Gain of about 3 on the play, so make it 3rd and 7, ball at the 38-yard line. Favorite names for watching NFL among fans: Wolves, Warriors. I mean, Red Wolves would have been great. I would have gone Red Wolves. Back to the video today. I honestly wish I turned out that even after the season I continued to preempt NFL 85 for 4th-hour church programs. That would have been funny. I mean, I've seen markets preempt pregame for coaches shows before. Danucci, he's going to find a hole. Can he get the first down? He will not. Nice tackle there in the open field. Looked like it was Nigel Hill on that play. It was Nigel Hill on that play that made the stop. 4th and about 2. But Vegas really has to put a spy on Danucci because he has gone up the middle quite a few times. They're forcing pressure, but Danucci's been able to escape every time. They might have to start putting a spy on him. 4th and 1, you're midfield. In this wind, what do you do? I think Seattle's probably going to take a timeout here. It looks from all indications that they are taking a timeout to just talk things over. Because the play clock's at 0. The play clock is at 0. We'll see. Or they just take a delay a game. I don't get why you do that. I don't get why you do that. You are close enough where if you want to go for it, you can go for it. If you want to punt, you can punt. But you're that close, if you're just going to take the delay of game, try and get them to jump. Try and get them to jump. Why are you not trying to get them to jump? Worst case, delay of game, you lose 5 yards. All right, that was going to happen anyways. Why are you not trying to get them to jump? I'm not sure if you would take a delay of game with this wind. Yeah, now you're taking a delay of game in this wind. Like, if you're on opposing territory, you take the delay of game, that's one thing to back them up. But in this wind, I just punt the ball. I don't even worry about delay of game because now it's 25-yard line. Questionable coaching there by Seattle, all the way around. Vegas gets the ball to the 25-yard line. Very, very weird. But yeah, with the pregame, I've seen stories about like places in the deep south, like Alabama, where they preempt the NFL for like Bear Bryant's show. I've seen that. But that at least I can live with because it's Alabama. They don't have an NFL team. You're preempting this for on the network that the Chiefs play on for Kansas football, even though the Chiefs are the hometown team, and Lawrence is not near Wichita. It's like 2.5 hours away, which is about where Kansas City is. So I don't know why they did it. Yeah, it is Sunday in the Bible Belt. Of course, people are going to watch their church program, but eight consecutive programs worth? I mean, I went to school in the Bible Belt. We had church programming. We had we had about 30 minutes to it was definitely at 11:30 we definitely had it. 11 o'clock we might have also had. But CBS, in North Carolina, it was 1 o'clock was the game, 12 o'clock was NFL Today, but 11 to 12 was church programming. But 4 hours worth? Especially because, like Oral Roberts, that aired at, I think, 8:30 in Wichita on that station, KSNW. And then at 9 o'clock it aired on Channel 4. So you just aired the same program again. It made no sense. I'm surprised Vegas is not playing at Allegiant Stadium. I'm surprised too. I think that's what they were trying to do when they got the team, and then something must have fallen through because there's no way they willingly put a team at Cashman Field. There's no way. Plus, they didn't reveal anything about the tickets or any information until like 3 weeks before the season started. This was definitely a last-minute move. They're not going to be in Vegas next year, I can tell you that much. I can tell you that. I feel kind of bad for the people in the rooms next year. They must think you're crazy talking to and stuff. Hear me recording scripts at like 3 in the morning, yelling about like bad coaching decisions, and it's like, okay, what is this guy on? What is this guy on? But then again, I am in Miami, and it is spring break week, so I think anything goes at this point. Do you think the XFL is a grim record it? No, I don't think he does. I don't think. I love having Mike McCarthy as my head coach. I love losing playoff games in agonizing ways. Mike McCarthy is a godsend for my channel. He helps with at least 25% of the dumb decisions videos I do every year. Arthur Smith is going to be up there soon, too. I think people just didn't really watch the Falcons this year. They were kind of a boring team to watch. They were probably the least talked about team in the NFL, so no one really focused on them. But some of the stuff that Arthur Smith is doing, I mean, his clock management skills need some serious work because he is also a godsend for my channel for that. Handoff, and once again, Vegas. DeAndre Torrey on the run. The run game is just not happening for Vegas. Hasn't happened all season. The blocking's just not there. I can't blame the running backs. The running backs are trying to make something out of nothing. They've done that quite a few times when they got like 2 or 3 yards after should have been stopped behind the line of scrimmage. The offensive line is just terrible on Vegas. And that's one of the reasons why they're 0-2. Are most XFL teams going for 2 in the extra point? Yes. Most of them are. Hundley. There's pressure. And he gets sacked behind the line. Tried to escape, but it is a sack there by the Sea Dragons. Number 96, Daniel Joseph on the play. 3rd and 13 now. Nice play by Joseph. Obviously, he's a lot slower than Hundley. Didn't matter on that play. He showed his wheels, showed his hustle. Some poor blocking there once again by Vegas, as we've talked about. I don't have a 56 on my depth chart, but he was the guy that got blown by there. What do you think is going to happen to teams in the NHL, NBA, and MLB markets where there's going to collapse because of the regional sports networks? That's a good question. As Vegas calls our second timeout. So let me think about that. While we have this break. My guess is that they'll be made available through something like MLB TV. They'll probably be made available through like MLB or something like that. Which I should say, by the way, MLS with Apple TV, they signed that deal at the perfect time. Because I can't even imagine what would happen with MLS dealing with this regional sports network nonsense right now. I can't even imagine. Bucks were originally... Actually, no, they were originally part of the NFC. It's actually funny. They were actually originally a part of the NFC. And the Seahawks were a part of the Oh, wait. Vice versa. My bad. Bucks were originally part of the AFC. Seahawks were NFC. And then switched for 77. I thought you said Seahawks original part of the NFC, and no, that was NFC. Huntley going deep past the sticks. It is caught. It is caught at the 40-yard line. A beautiful throw there, and it is caught on the play by Matthew Sexton. Ball at the 40-yard line of Seattle. 38-yard gain. These wins are not a problem for Huntley. He's been going deep down the field, and it's been working most of the time. Huntley has time, steps up. He is noticeably better than Perez. He has been noticeably better than Perez, I have to say. First and 10 at the 40-yard line. 38-yard catch by Matthew Sexton. That one a little out route. First down and more. 30, 25 out of bounds at the 21-yard line. Catch on the play there by Cam Sutton. Yes, he can, as he picks up 19 yards just outside the red zone. First down for the Vipers with 9:50 left. Vegas one timeout left. Seahawks have all three of theirs. Yeah, I don't know why they went for 3 earlier. I'm just seeing that question now. I don't know why they went for 3 in a 6-6 game. I don't know why. Handoff, again, nothing. All right, I'm going to look at the stats. I'm guessing they're averaging 1 yard a carry. I'm guessing it's 1 yard a carry. I'm checking right now. The Vipers today, all right, it's 2.6, but that's including Huntley. So you take Huntley, you have to take Huntley out of this. Have to take Huntley out of this because that doesn't count. 6 yards on 2, 5, 6, 8 carries. 8 carries for 6 yards. Less than a yard a carry on plays not to Huntley. So if Huntley's not taking off and running, they're averaging less than a yard per carry. Huntley going to the end zone. He's got a man open. Overthrows him. Had a man open too. You don't know if the wind took that one or not. It was Jeff Badette who got open, created some separation. Would have been his second touchdown catch of the game. Busted coverage there. You can just see the wind. You can see it on the screen. I think Vegas is going to have to burn a timeout. They're going to have to burn their final timeout. They're not even at the line. There's 5 seconds left. They don't know what's going on. This is too important of a play. Call timeout. Yep. And there it is. They called their third timeout. So Vegas has no timeouts left in this first half. 3rd and 10. And with this wind, it does pose some interesting situations. Like if it's 4th and 2, 4th and 3, are you kicking this? Especially with how bad special teams is already. Are you daring to kick in this weather? What's better, chili dogs with cheese or hot dogs with relish and mustard? I'm not crazy about either. At least hot dogs you can just. I'm not a condiment guy, so I guess hot dog with relish and mustard you can just take out the hot dog and just eat the bun. I know it sounds sacrilegious, but thoughts on McCarthy's comments that Kellen Moore had to go because McCarthy wants to run the ball to rest his defense. That is such an outdated philosophy. I don't know why coaches keep falling into that. There's no need to do that anymore. There's no need. And they are doing it in hiring Schottenheimer? You let go of Moore to hire Schottenheimer? Like, come on. Come on. What are you doing? What are you doing? Is Sam Boyd a dump? I mean, it's not the nicest of stadiums. It's not the nicest. It's better sim than Cashman Field, I can tell you that much. At least Sam Boyd can host football. But I mean, I went there for USA 7's rugby. It's not great. It's not great, but is this the worst team in the history of pro college football? I've seen worse. Draw play. 3rd. Why? You can't run the ball. You can't run the ball. Why are you... I give up. Why are you... You're averaging less than a yard a carry. It's 3rd and 10 in these wins. And you're running the ball on 3rd and 10. Brilliant. Just brilliant. They might not even get the snap off. There's only 3 on the play clock. They got to go quick. 2. Okay, they do get it off. The kick is up. My God, he actually made it. He actually made it. I'm blown away. That actually somewhat worked. I'm actually blown away that somewhat worked. Griffin makes his first kick of the season in these horrible conditions. I love that this stadium is so bad that the ball just goes out of the stadium. I love that. It just literally goes out of the stadium onto a dirt patch. I am blown away. I'm legitimately stunned. That actually worked. That was terrible, but it worked. This T-Mobile well commercial is reaching Whopper territory. No, the one that was reaching Whopper territory was the Einstein T-Mobile commercial with the My Network's Gone Kaput and then Black Hole. They had two different versions of the same commercial. I'm like, why? So it's 6-9. It's a very nice ball game right now. Vegas leads by 3. Battle of the 0-2 teams. Only 10 games on the season. 4 teams make the playoffs out of 8. 0-3, you're going to be in a pickle. You're going to be in a pickle. You ever fried some hot dogs with your eggs and pancakes? I've never done that. I've never done that. Josh Gordon, I mean, had a nice play earlier in this game. Had a nice play earlier. Had a nice play on the sideline. Who will win, Chelsea or Borussia Dortmund for the UCL? Have you seen Chelsea play lately? I know they won today. I would have laughed so hard if Leeds got the equalizer on a goalkeeper header. Chelsea have just been terrible. Potter is not the guy. This is not working out. I think Dortmund wins. What cruise am I going on? Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean. JJ in the flesh, I've watched so many of your videos, it's ridiculous. Again, for creativity, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It really means a lot to me. It really means a lot. Really, really means a lot. All right, I'm way behind on the questions. I'm going to try to catch up as best as I can. Yeah, if you want a question with front, like you want to get to it right away, you can donate, but I'm just going to go in the order that I'm trying to get to everyone. Edward Jones is my second favorite dome. There's probably domes that are better than that. Probably domes better than that. Has any network ever made a voluntary decision to preempt the Super Bowl? No. No. If there was, I mean, there was the whole Idaho controversy that I talked about, Super Bowl 13. No network is dumb enough to preempt that. How do you feel about Ryan Leaf? Good for him for turning his life around. Obviously, it didn't work out in the NFL, but he got a second chance in life. He made the most of it. He turned it around. Good for him. Good for him. It's a nice redemption story. Why hasn't the Astrodome been blown up? That's a good question. I'm sure politics have a lot to do with that. From what yard line did the Colts attempt the Hail Mary against the Steelers in 95 AFC title game? 42-37, 34-29. I think it was the 37. I think it was the 37. Great play. Great play. Almost worked. That would have won that might have been if that worked, the biggest upset. That might have been a bigger upset than Chargers Steelers if that worked out. Program director was a KU alum, maybe. What's up with Orlando's attendance in the XFL? Seems very lean. I mean, the team is terrible. There's other things to do in Orlando. They've been burned before by minor league football. I'm not surprised. Granted, their attendance was actually the highest of all the teams in week 2. But it's not going to get any better. It will not get better. Not with the way they're playing. Your videos are so calming to listen to while doing other things. Thanks for all the services. You're welcome. Thank you so much. Really, really means a lot to me. Thank you. Kickoff, field it at the 5-yard line. Taking out 20. 25. You got to hold on to something like 30 and out of bounds there. Forced out of bounds by... I don't have a 47 on my depth chart, but that was the man who forced him out. So 1st and 10, ball around that yard line. You must have some stories on the former Jets coach, Rich Kodite. Yeah, I did a dumb decisions on Eagles-Falcons 94 when he, basically there was a challenge. And basically there was a play where he declined the penalty, he declined a penalty. Run goes nowhere. Stuffed Morgan Ellison, so 2nd down, same spot, at around the 29-yard line. Basically, there was a play where the Eagles, they were like 1 yard short of the 1st down, but there was a penalty, so they could accept the penalty and bring them like 3rd and 5, or they can have 4th and 1. And they declined the penalty, 4th and 1, and then they punted it away. I'm like, what are you doing? That was one of the dumbest things I've seen. And then David Coley did the same thing 25 years later with the Texans, or more than 25 years later. I'm like, okay. Josh Gordon with the grab. Bit of a high throw, but he comes down with it and gets down to the 35-yard line. Gain of 6, 3rd and 4. Obviously, the Kodite story, it's well known, so I might not do it unless I get like a Patreon request for it. But the whole thing about he couldn't see his play sheet because like it was raining and the ink ran Like that's a funny story. Do you think if Ron Rivera fails, that the enemy will get the head coaching job? It depends. As DiNucci way overthrown, miscommunication there. Martavis Bryant, the intended target, he has not been targeted or it's caught a pass all day. So 3 and out for Seattle as they will be forced to punt this ball away. If they fail, if he gets fired because they're not good, but the offense is good, the enemy gets the job. If the offense is bad, I think they're just going to clean house. Where will Vegas move to? San Diego. Would I ever want to be an announcer? I mean, look, I don't like the trend lately of announcers calling games in studio because there's way more you see on the field than in studio. In the right circumstances. Never in the NFL, though. I would never want to miss a Jags game or talk about the Jags while they're playing. I would never want to do that. I'm not going to let my fandom get in the way of that. But I did love announcing in college. I did love that. It just wasn't the lifestyle for me in terms of travel and the pay and the way things were going with the announcing industry, especially calling games in studio, which I think is terrible. I think it stinks when announcers call games in studio because part of what an announcer does is provide insight on what's happening on the field. And there's a lot of stuff that the people can't see, and you can't see in a studio. Like you can't see body language of players. You can't see weird anecdotes that are happening on the field. Like I love doing that and like talking about random fans in the stands that are like on the jumbotron, like making plays. Like that was one of my favorite parts of calling games, and we're kind of losing that element. MLS is still calling games, not Apple TV, but the Fox games. Have you seen the games on Fox? They're calling it in a shoe closet, essentially. Baseball, they're doing a lot of stuff in studio. College basketball, college football, they did a lot of stuff in studio this year because you're saving money on travel costs. You can have announcers call multiple games. But then again, you're making announcers work more games, and that means they're less knowledgeable on the games that they're calling. And it's very surface level, and it's just not the same. Like, criticize the NFL all you want for how they handled COVID and how they handled a bunch of things with COVID. Like the Steelers-Ravens nonsense, the Titans incident where, I mean, that was just a train wreck all the way around. But criticize the NFL all you want. One of the things that they mandated was you have to call the games in person. We'll make it work somehow, but you're going to have to call all the games in person. And a lot of other leagues do not do that. They call the games in studios, and you could tell the difference. You could absolutely tell the difference. The NFL was like, you are going in person. We're going to make this work with the regulations at hand, but you are going to call this game in person. I thought that was a brilliant move that is not talked about enough. Going deep on 3rd and 1 in this wind, underthrown. Intended target, Jeff Badette. Coverage on the play there by Zafir Kelly. 3rd and 1 in this wind. Why are you taking a deep shot? I get that he was open, but in this wind, why are you doing that? I don't know why you're doing that. The only time an announcer should have to call multiple games in a day is like for NCAA tournament, where they're all at the same spot, when they're all at the same site, or if they want to do it and it's like 2 games in the same city. Like Joe Buck did that once. He called the Giants-Niners game, and then he called the San Francisco Giants game in the NLCS. That was fine because it's the same spot. But calling 2 games in a studio, I hated that. I think ESPN got way too comfortable after, because they aired live sports. They aired, what was it, Japanese baseball or Korean baseball? I forget which one it was. But they aired baseball, and they did it like in their homes, and I think they got way too comfortable with that. And it was not a temporary thing. A lot of these things should have been temporary, and they have not been. Would an affiliate somewhere possibly preempted Super Bowl 1 because it was on 2 networks? I don't think so. All right, a flag on the play. Asing sent 1st and 10 to 35-yard line. But we do have a flag if it stands as a gain of 5. Is COVID the reason for serious calling, or was the trend going that way beforehand? It was going that way beforehand, and then COVID just amped it up tremendously. Like the World Cup in Russia, there were games in studios. World Cup in Russia was studio. And I think Qatar had some games in studio. Legal hands to the face on Vegas, so First down. And yeah, that's a clear-cut penalty. Very obviously hands to the face. Keelan Kennedy getting called for getting up in Jawan Green's business. And that's as blatant as it gets. Just under 4 minutes left against Seattle is all 3 of their timeouts. First down at the 45-yard line. So good field position. 3 out wide. You have one-on-one with Green on the near side, but it's going to be a run. Spin move. He breaks out of that 40-yard line. 35-30. 25 is going to downfield block. 20 out of bounds at the 19-yard line. It is Morgan Ellison. Holy cow. 35-yard run by Ellison. Just a bulldozer there. Nice downfield blocking, and then to spin out of it. How about the block there? It looked like it was Liam Jimmins on the block. Morgan Ellison, 35-yard run. It's probably more yards on the ground than the Vipers have had all season on the ground, minus QB runs. They're going to go again on the ground, and ducks his head forward is Ellison once again. Gain of 1, 2nd and 9 at the 19-yard line. Yeah, Cornhusker still has a return to ESPN Studios. I think for a show like that, it doesn't really matter if they're remote. Like, I'm fine with that to some extent, because they also did shows remote a lot. Like, PTI, they did shows a lot remote. Wilbon did a lot of shows for the Phoenix backdrop, even before COVID. Like, years before. I'm talking like 2010, 2011. But you can definitely tell a difference when they're in studio versus when they're in person. You can definitely tell a difference. Because you're at the mercy of, as Danucci runs for a game, about 2 on that one. Like, that's part of the reason, like, the Mike Goldberg thing, like, that's what made it so funny, was he was in person. It wouldn't be as funny if he was in studio, because he's at the mercy of the camera operators, the director. He's at the mercy of the angles he's given. And there's certain stuff, like when I call games, I want to see stuff that maybe other announcers don't. Everyone's different. I like talking about different things that other announcers do. Like when we call games in college. They don't have to get a playoff before the 2-minute warning. We'll see if they do. Again, they have all 3 of their timeouts. They do get a playoff before the 2-minute warning. Danucci, miscommunication there. That pass falls incomplete. Intended target on the play was Ja'Cour Pearson, who entered this game leading the league in receptions. Didn't turn his head fast enough, so 4th and 6, 17-yard line. When we come back from the 2-minute warning, I just realized I never changed this. I never changed that. So 4th and 6, a 17-yard line or thereabouts. Again, Vegas has no timeouts left, but the clock stops on first down, so they might have a shot to get a drive going here. What hotel chain am I staying at? It's not one of the big ones. That was Miami spring break prices, and I didn't really want to do that if I was staying for one night. But like there are certain people that, like, I love the in-depth stories about coaches and players, and there are certain people that like focusing on the game. And I like focusing on the environment and the backstories. And you need to make sure that your camera operators and directors, they're all on the same page. And it's a different feel, calling games in studio at the mercy of, like what I'm doing right now. I'm at the mercy of whatever ESPN or FX is showing me. I'm at the mercy of that. I'd be calling this way differently if I was at Cashman Field right now. I'd be doing this way differently. Like, I'm at the mercy of them. And the camera operators listen to me. And in studio, you're listening to the camera operators and the director. And it's a way different vibe. It's way different in terms of the experience. The A.J. Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster beef will be a great JG9 in about 10 years. Yeah, I think I'm going to do a history video in the coming weeks about something that happened in 2020. I think we're at that point where there's some weird and wacky stuff that I might be able to talk about from back then. And like the Jaguars kicker controversy in 2020, we had 5 different kickers in 5 weeks. Like, that's a heck of a story. I think I might have to do something on that. Mike Sirico called Tampa Washington Wildcard game from his home because it was close contact. Yeah, I remember that, and you could tell. There was a lag. There was definitely a difference. You can also tell Kirk Herbstreit called some, like, I think a playoff game, he called it in his home because of COVID. I get that because NBC, they have no one else's play-by-play. Tirico and Michaels, and that was it. Right, 34-yard attempt, 4th and 6 in this wind. Kick is up, and it is good. All right, this makes no sense. The special teams the first 2 weeks has been absolutely terrible. Now you put them in 40-mile-an-hour winds, and both kickers are perfect. This makes no sense. 5 kickers in 5 weeks. Yeah, 5 different kickers in 5 weeks. We had Matthew Wright. We had Josh Lambo. We had some guy from Georgia State that I'm forgetting, but he was terrible. We had Steven Hauschka, who missed a 47-yard field goal short. His leg was shot at that point. We had someone else, too. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head who it was. 2020 was a bad year for the Jags, if you couldn't tell. But we had 5 kickers in 5 weeks. It was really, really dire. But we have Riley Patterson now, so hopefully he's the guy. I like him a lot. Favorite Nick Cage movie? I gotta think about that one. We're in the second quarter. What if the sports league says say no to COVID regulations? They wouldn't be allowed to play. Look, the narrative to move out of California. It wasn't up to the leagues, it was up to the governments at that point. Kickoff infraction, again, I can't say I'm surprised because this wind is terrible. But remember, Vegas has no timeouts, and they're going to get the ball at the 45-yard line of Seattle because of the infraction. Wilbon and Kornheiser are the cornerstones of ESPN integrity. I throw Scott Van Pelt in there also. He is phenomenal. His Sports Center is still must-see TV. I would absolutely throw Scott Van Pelt in that tier 1 of that. But obviously Kornheiser and Wilbon are phenomenal. Do I watch Serie A? Not so much. I already have a lot on my plate. I watch MLS, I watch Premier League. It's tough to really watch a third. I might watch if Shaq might buy us a Serie B team. So if I become a fan of that team if he buys it. I forget what team it is. QB keeper, 14-yard gain. QB draw. Again, they might start putting a spy on Huntley because he's done that quite a few times. He's the only threat they have in the run. Got any dating advice? You think I have a girlfriend? I have no dating advice whatsoever. I have no dating advice at all. So, doing a great job. Thank you so much. The video in 24 about the time the Broncos with the Stir Kennel hitting it at QB. That might be too well known. I have a feeling that's going to be way too well known to do a video on. But it's weird. There's some stuff that I feel like was well known because I lived it at the time, and then I asked people and they're like, I don't remember that. Like, I didn't end up doing it because I was just too exhausted with Super Bowl week. There was just so much going on in my life with going to the experience and planning everything and the whole ticket thing. There was so much going on with Super Bowl experience that I really couldn't get as many videos as I wanted to. I was just fatigued beyond belief. I think my body was also catching up to me after pulling so many all-nighters during law school that I finally got to take a month off and just got to relax. But, not relax, but all that. But I asked on my Twitter and YouTube if I talked about the Taekwon Underwood situation from Super Bowl 46, is that too well known? And a lot of people said I have no idea what you're talking about. Which I'm like, that was a pretty big deal. I remember that. But apparently not. Biggest second-half collapse in sports history, 28-3. Honestly, considering the circumstances, I don't think it's close. 29-yard line, 2nd and 8. And time shouldn't be an issue with this good field position. Right on cue is Gideon. I praise the special teams. They botched the kickoff. I can't blame them, though. In this wind, it's tough to kick the ball that far. You got to reach the 20-yard line. Huntley, there's pressure up the middle. Had to get rid of it quickly. Slant route. Falls incomplete. Some great pressure there by the Sea Dragons. Who was that coming out on the blitz? That was Clarence Hicks. Clarence had clearance there to go. So I believe in ghosts. Not in the traditional sense, but I definitely think some places could be haunted. Hundley, 3rd and 10, and that is dropped. I think it would have been enough for a first down. I think with the way that Sweeting was going, he would have had enough for a first down. At the very least, it would have been close because he threw it on the run. You can't throw it any better than that. 4th and 8, 29-yard line, be a 47-yard field goal. We'll see what they do here in this wind. We'll see what they do here. Like right now, I have no idea what they're going to do because they're just showing the shot of the coach. But if I was in person, I'd be able to. There's only 3 seconds on this play clock. They don't have a timeout. They got to get this off quick. And they botched that. That's not even close. They botched that so badly. There was a flag on the play. I have a feeling this one would be on Vegas. They botched that so badly. Someone probably wasn't set. Because there was 1 second left when he got that off, and they were rushing. This is probably something, illegal formation on Vegas. They were not set in the slightest bit. Penalties decline. Seattle ball. Horrible job managing the play clock. Horrible job managing the clock all game. 3rd and 8. I mean, you had 3rd and 8. So you have to know in that situation that if you don't get the first down here, you're going to kick the field goal. So you got to have your team ready to go. You can't be doing that with 1 second left. This wasn't a fire drill situation. You have to know. You have to know. It's Norm Johnson-esque from the 99 Eagles-Buccaneers game. Going to Blind Date, ask what they think about Wichita preempting NFL 85 for a Kansas football show. If they have any opinions on that, they're the one. They're absolutely one. Gordon, screen pass. That ball is caught. Gain of about 6, let's say 5 or 6. They have 3 timeouts. You would think they're going to use one, but they're not. I don't know why. Are they just willing to go into the half? You're at the 41-yard line. All right, ball now at the 45. Catch there by Blake Jackson. 3rd and 1. That was some really weird timeout magic there. You think you call the timeout. It's not like Vegas is going to do anything with no timeouts. If you can't get a first down, you punt the ball away. They're going to be pinned inside the 20. Oh, stories of John McKay. Oh, there's so many. There's so many. Yeah, biggest bust in NFL that was completely preventable with the player self-destructed, Justin Blackman. Justin Blackman. He was so talented. He was a top 5 receiver in the NFL when he was at his peak. Handoff there just to try and get the first down. And stuffed! Stuffed on the play. But that might be a late hit. No, they're not going to call a late hit. They're not going to call a late hit there. All right, and now you think Seattle's just going to run the clock out. Vic Beasley, nice play. I don't hate the play call. You know what? 1 yard to get the first down, they called the timeout. They just read that perfectly. I don't hate that call. I don't hate that call whatsoever. And that will take us into the half unless Seattle tries to pull a DC and they just, for whatever reason, call a timeout here. And they do not, which is good. Both these teams are 0-2, and winner gets the first win of the season. Loser drops to 0-3, and they have an uphill climb for sure. Tyquan Underwood, he was the guy that got cut the day before the Super Bowl. When you said you think Marvel wants to associate with this, I never said that. I never said that. Someone suggested the Orlando Marvels as an XFL team instead of the Guardians. I never said Marvel associated with the XFL. I never said that. They had nothing to gain from this. They had nothing to gain. Someone else said partner with Marvel and make it the Marvels. Hey JJ, hope you're well, brother. I am doing great. Thank you so much, Michael Huddle. Thank you so much. I am currently in a hotel room in Miami, which is why the picture quality is probably not the best. Probably why it's cutting a bit in and out. I'm doing this literally on my hotspot, on my hotspot. But knock on wood, I mean, we were at 57% drop frames on the whole stream. We're only at 20% now. My phone hotspot Wi-Fi, for whatever reason, it's better during the night than it is during the day. I'm not sure why, but we're getting green all the way around, which is nice. It took Sunday's video, it took about 2 hours to upload it. That's how slow it was going. If you were to do a video about anything 2020, one of the Bills' crazy playoff run I left when Rivers choked away his last game. I'm trying to think, like, what do I do with that? I mean, the Niners playing in Arizona could be a good story. The Jaguars kicking thing would be a good story. I'm trying to think stuff that is not, like, too well known, but it's well known enough I'm just sitting up so I can drink some water. I've not had a sip all stream. There we go. I'm trying to think like stuff that's not very well known about the 2020 season. But it's still interesting that I remember happening. I'm trying to think of some stuff. Let's see. We're going to run a cruise this weekend. I thought, yeah, so the cruise starts tomorrow. I wanted to stream this week. It was just depending on the Wi-Fi, and Wi-Fi at least is held up for the most part. Yeah, so I'm going on a cruise starting tomorrow. So I'm backlogging videos. So all the videos that come out next week, I already recorded. So I'm literally on vacation next week. So I won't be able to do a whole lot. I mean, the Wi-Fi is good on the cruise, but I won't be able to do a whole lot. So I'm not going to stream any games tomorrow. I'm not going to stream any of the Week 4 games, which is unfortunate. I'm not going to stream live NFL trivia next week. So the cruise starts tomorrow. I'm doing this in a hotel room in Miami. This is why the background looks very, very weird. Looks very, very bare and basic. It's kind of where I am right now. But yeah, and I said this on Twitter, and I really mean it. I love working. I love doing what I do, and I love working, and I would love to keep doing this. I love the ship. There's so much to do on the ship, and I'm going to be hanging out with some buddies from college, which is going to be awesome. So I'm looking forward to it. But if it was up to me, I would keep working. I would honestly keep working, and I would keep doing. I would do the cruise later in the year, not during XFL season, because I love this too much. I really do. My jaw hit the floor when Teron Johnson had the 101-yard. Yeah, that was a great pick six. Oilers got so bad, Bills had back to 35-31 at the beginning of the fourth. Yes, they did. Pac-12 just signed a 6-year, $7 million deal with Quibi. You can now watch games in 6-minute increments. 6 minutes too long. I have to watch Arizona State football. That was terrible this year. Enjoy Cruz, thank you so much. Hotel chain, it's not any of the big ones. Yeah, remember the Broncos used to wear a mask at Levi's? I do remember that. Of the 6 things shared across multiple sports, which one of the two has a better logo? What are the names? What names? Because I can't think on the top of my head. Like, obviously, Rangers, Giants, Cardinals. I'm trying to think on the top of my head. We didn't tackle that, but we made up for it by not blocking. No, it's just myself. It's myself and some friends from college. Quibi was such a dumb concept. I mean, I get the idea of Quibi, but the fact that you could only watch it on your phone was stupid. You could only watch it on your phone. That was dumb. And the programming wasn't great. It just didn't make sense. Okay, Panthers, Cardinals, Giants. Okay. Panthers, the Carolina Panthers logo is great. It's the shape of the state. Cardinals, St. Louis. Giants, I would probably say the interlocking SF is better than the NY, but the Giants script logo is better. Rangers, I'm taking the New York Rangers. Jets, the Winnipeg Jets logo is great. Kings, probably Sacramento. But that one's close. They both have the same color scheme, too. But the Vipers relocated to Vegas because we're contortionists in Vegas, and Vipers are also flexible. That is true. You guys know the difference between a football and a bunch of bananas. The next day, Sports Brothers left him a huge quantity of bananas as gifts. The day after, you guys know the difference between a football and a Mercedes-Benz. I've never heard that quote before. That's amazing. That is amazing. I've never heard that one before. That's awesome. New Pac-12 may have to be like Washington and Oregon schools. Well, I think Washington and Oregon were both for the Big Ten. Stanford and Cal. San Diego State would absolutely join. Fresno, yes, San Jose, Boise, so we're just poaching the Mountain West. I don't think they go for Hawaii. I don't think they would go for Hawaii. What's up, Jane? I did get a haircut. I did get a haircut. Had to trim off some hair before I went on the screws. Yeah, timing didn't help Quibi either. That is true. Favorite Avril Lavigne song? Ooh, man, that's tough. That's tough. Man. All right. Let me think about this. Because I have a top 5. I just have to figure out what order I want to go with. Obviously, Skater Boy, Complicated, Keep Holding On, Let It Go with Jack Robar. I actually love that song. And that's a great ballad. That's a great duet between the two. And Girlfriend. Those are the 5. Now, what order do I want to put them in? That's the question. I might have to go Complicated at 1. I might have to say Complicated's number 1. Skater Boy 2. Girlfriend 3. Keep Holding On 4. Let It Go at 5. Blink 182. Oh, I hate to sound basic. But All the Small Things is just a classic. I hate to sound basic. But that's my favorite one. Head coach of the Jags in 2020, Doug Marrone. So I buy the hype of Anthony Richardson and Will Levis after their combine performance. No, because I watched the tape. Look, I'm a Florida fan. I watched Anthony Richardson play. We know he's a physical freak. Nothing about the combine shocked me. Bottom line, he still can't throw. He's still not accurate in the slightest bit. Trust me. I'm a Florida fan. I've seen him play. He's not accurate. He's still a long ways away. I don't buy the hype whatsoever. No, I'll put it this way. If you watch Anthony Richardson today and was like, I'm shocked by how well he did, then you didn't follow him close enough. If you watched that and you were like to yourself, well, I wasn't sold on him before, but now I am? No. We always knew this about him. He's a physical freak. The thing is, can he throw a football? And he's not really. Will Ohio State have a USL? I don't think so. You want to keep travel costs down as much as possible. Having teams flying out to Hawaii and back, it would be a logistical nightmare. We have a $5 from Benjamin Falk. BW Falk, thank you so much. NASCAR driver Chase Elliott was injured from snowboarding. I wonder if he tried to perform a mid-air trick once made famous by a young lady in 2006. Oh, man. Was he really injured from snowboarding? Wow. You would think during the season, like, your body is so important. Just don't do dangerous things like that. Like, you have hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars on the line. You just gotta not do stupid things like that. Not during the season. Not during the season. Man. Favorite Led Zeppelin song? Whole Lot of Love. Speaking of Hawaii, what do you think of the new Aloha Stadium with one side lacking the upper bowl? Looks like a baseball stadium. I will say this much. I saw the renderings. $500 million. There is no way whatsoever that all they want to do is $500 million. If they can keep that under budget or at budget with all, not just the stadium, but the surrounding area and building all that up, I saw the renderings. If for whatever reason they keep that under $500 million, I will be stunned. There is no possible way. The stadium itself, I don't like the fact that there's no the open end. I don't like that unless it's facing the water. If it's facing the water, I get it. I mean, yeah, it'd make for a nightmare for kickers, but it have a nice view. Favorite Kids Bop song? All right, I actually have an answer to this one. Have you ever heard... So now it's just Kids Bop, but it used to be adults were singing on the songs too. It used to be that adults were singing, and some of them are just laughably bad with the adults singing on the song with the kids, and it's just absolutely terrible. I'm trying to think of some of my favorites. Like Oops, I Did It Again. The Kids Bop version of Oops, I Did It Again is hysterical. Let me think. Pulling up the album right now in terms of... Because there were some that were just absolutely terrible. You Oops, I Did It Again is hysterical in terms of how bad it is. Like, the spoken part is hysterical. It's like they have no idea how to voice act. Will Bryce Young's measurements legitimately hurt his draft stock? I mean, I don't think so. I mean, either way, he's going to be the number 1 and the number 2 quarterback. All the small things with Kids Bop is funny. All the small things, that one's funny. Favorite Lord of the Rings movie? Two Towers. Two Towers. That was great. That was great. Yes, Richardson is overhyped. I'm a Florida fan, so well, go Gators. Go Gators indeed. We have a $10 donation. Oh, my computer just... Okay, here we go. $10 donation from Michael O. Thank you so much. Do you think he'll do fan meets when traveling? I mean, I'll put it this way. If at any point you recognize me, by all means, come up to me, say hi, approach me. I had a few people come up to me during the NFL experience, which was awesome. I didn't realize, like, I did not expect to be, like, caught out in the public like that. But I did have a few people come up to me during the NFL experience or, like, love the channel. So, yeah, if you do see me in public, by all means, come out, say hi. Don't be shy, don't bite, most of the time. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to, like, set up meet and greets. I'm not gonna do that, where it's like meet me from 5 to 6. I'm not gonna do that. But if you ever see me, by all means, like, I'll be in Kansas City for the draft. I will be in Kansas City. So if you see me during the draft, by all means. Where's the cruise? It's going to the Caribbean, Royal Caribbean's private island, and Puerto Rico, and St. Thomas, and Labadee. The first time I heard all the small things, it was the VH1 or MTV2 video. I've never seen that. I know the pop-up videos. I love those. The pop-up videos were great. I watch those on VH1 all the time. But the Nickelodeon, I don't remember that. Because the MLB or XFL expanded to Portland. Yes, absolutely. Portland's a great market. They support the Timbers well. They support the Thorns well. They support a lot of good things well. We have a $2 from Spencer Webb. Thank you so much. Opinion on Kyle Trask. Do you think he will do well? Trask is a weird one for me. He's a weird one for me. Because he's not the slightest bit athletic. I don't know. He might be one of those guys where his ceiling is very, very low. I don't know. I mean, I love the guy coming out of college, but a lot of that had to do with Kyle Pitts. I don't know. He's a tricky one. I think he's more pro-ready than Richardson, but I think his ceiling is way lower. Do I believe the report from John Buccigross that the NHL is going back to Atlanta? No. Why are they going to Atlanta? First off, they have 32. That's a good number. Why would they expand again? And if they're going to, why Atlanta? They failed everywhere. The Flames didn't work out. The Thrashers didn't work out. I think there was like a Thrashers thing. It was like Save Our Thrashers, and 50 people showed up. I'm not making that up. I think 50 people showed up. The Thrashers are like the one team in the last 10, 15 years that have moved in the major sports, and no one's really batted an eye. And it's no disrespect to the Thrashers, because I mean, they were poorly run. They weren't a great team. And the whole Kovalchuk thing was a disaster. But, I mean, that was with the Devils with a 15-year contract. But besides Kovalchuk, they didn't really have any great players. They were poorly run. But Atlanta's not a hockey town. And especially now they have MLS in there as competition, and they love MLS down there. They get like 36,000 fans a game. So Vegas has the ball. We're officially underway in the third quarter. 1st and 10 around the 26-yard line. If they're going to expand, Quebec would be an option. Houston would be an option. Kansas City. I think they go Houston. I don't know why they would go Atlanta. They've tried it multiple times before. It has never worked out. It's never worked out. Is it a lock now that he's moved to Vegas after today's news? I mean, my uncle lives in Vegas, and he was saying, even last year when I visited him during the draft, that it's pretty much a done deal. So if they stay in Oakland in the next 5 years, I'd be shocked. Now, he has no inside information by any means, but just the buzz in Vegas is that it's pretty much going to happen at this point. Gain a 3 on the run. That might be their longest run of the day, not by Hundley. Fly by Kids Bop is great too. Anything on Kids Bop 1 or 2 with the adults is really, really funny. Favorite Star Wars movie? Empire Strikes Back. Followed, and this is going to be controversial, Episode 3. Episode 3 was phenomenal. 1 and 2 were trash. 3 was actually really, really phenomenal. Just nonstop action. Favorite movie of all time? Animated Lion King, 1994. If we're talking non-animated movie, so live-action movie, my favorite movie ever is Whiplash. Moneyball is up there too, but Whiplash is a flawless movie. Whiplash might be the best movie ever made. J.K. Simmons and Miles Teller are phenomenal in that. If you've never seen Whiplash, go check it out. It's 90 minutes of just... It's insane. It's an amazing movie. So I'd probably say, if I can't say the 1994 Lion King, I would say Whiplash. All right, 3rd and 7. Everything we pass. Hundley. He can step up and run. He waited too long to do it, but he fires and it's caught. It is caught. He was indecisive. I think he was down. I think he was absolutely down. I think Bennett was down. I don't think this is going to stand. I think he was tackled down. We will see. I don't think this will stand the yardage-wise. It is a first down regardless. A nice play there by Jeff Bennett, who had the touchdown catch earlier in the game. I thought, although from that angle, I thought it was touched. I thought a foot touched him. I thought a glancing foot might have touched him. If it stands, it's a 22-yard gain, but that's with the run after. I don't know. I don't know where this is going to be marked. They're saying he wasn't touched. Oh my goodness, they're saying he was not touched, the glancing foot. Although, wait, now they're looking over. Oh, Vegas called timeout. Oh, that's the one thing you can't do. Because now they might look at it. That's the one thing you can't do there. Now give him a chance to look at it. All right, the ball's at the 16-yard line, 56-yard catch. I could have swore that we didn't see a good angle. That's the other thing. We did not see an angle. That's the other thing that I don't like about like calling in studio or calling remote. There's no angle. I really thought a glancing foot got him, but I guess not. Hope to see you in Northeast Ohio. I was there for the Hall of Fame game and the NFL draft when I was there. I'm not sure when I'm coming back. But I'll always be down to go to the Hall of Fame. I will always be down. Favorite MCU film? Infinity War. Infinity War was a 3-hour movie that felt like 90 minutes. Infinity War was phenomenal. How is Regional Sports Network dying? They're just filing for bankruptcy. And plus, who knew that paying like $20 a month for regional sports with 1 or 2 teams is a bad deal? Conor McDavid, 52 goals and 69 assists for 12 points in 63 games. Jeez. Pulling against an MLB team that should be called the Beavers with red uniforms and playing in the National League. Didn't they have a minor league team called the Beavers? Handoff up the middle and plows forward for a gain of 11. Nice run there, first and goal at the 5-yard line. Should the XFL be looking at Omaha based on being the only successful UFL team? I would say that Sacramento also was pretty successful. Virginia also got some pretty good fans, but Omaha was by far the most successful. I don't know why people just stopped looking at Omaha. It's a great market. They love football down there, and it's big enough that you can support a team, but it's uncontested as well. I think Omaha would be a great fit. Play TD Ameritrade, why not? Albuquerque XFL team, yeah. Again, they support United very well. They get like 10, 11,000 fans a game. Beautiful hit in the backfield there. Beautiful hit by Sharif Miller. And I don't know if you can hear any background music in the background. I don't know where that's coming from. It's not me. I don't even know if it's the room next door. I don't know what the soundproofing situation's like. But any music that you hear, again, it's not me. Just keep that in mind. Might be outside. It might be down there. Atlanta's not... I mean, it's a fourth sports city, but the fourth sport is soccer. It's not hockey. I don't remember the controversy around Adam's son. I don't remember that. Yeah, Houston, I think, could absolutely do an NHL team. Hundley going to keep it. He is walking into the end zone. Brett Hundley walking in for a touchdown. 15-9. We'll see what the Vipers do here. They went for 2 last time they didn't get. We'll see what they do here. 15-9. And I lost my football image. There we go. 15-9. No one on Hundley. I don't know. Again, you would think the strategy is just have a spy on him. He's done that so many times, but yes, not. El Paso XFL, I don't think they could do it. Plus, you already have 3 teams in Texas. Sun Bowl just wouldn't look good. Underrated player in the 2023 draft. I am not. I haven't looked at the prospects too much lately. Haven't looked. I really do that once I get back from the cruise. Hundley going back shoulder. It's caught. Oh my goodness. Tight coverage there too, but it is caught. Martavis Bryant. Give him 2. Give him 2 on the play. 17-9. Martavis Bryant on the catch. His first action at all today. It went to him earlier and it was incomplete, but that time the connection works. Tight coverage too. Honestly, you can't play the back shoulder better than that. Just a great throw, better play. Good route. $17-9 Vegas. There's a draft prospect named Caillou, but it's spelled... Oh, I wish... the Jags have to get him now. The Jags have to get him. North Dakota NHL, I don't think it's going to happen, but if they were going to get a pro sports team, NHL will be the one. Cowboys now scored 8 against the Sharks. Wow. Wow. The UFL playing the fall, but to play during the early part of the baseball season of College World Series, maybe some concerns about the baseball field. Couldn't you play at UNO Stadium? I mean, it's not the best, but couldn't you play at UNO Stadium? I feel like you could. Let me look at the capacity. I mean, it's not better than TD Ameritrade, but could you play at... Let me... I mean, it's very bare bones. Oh, it only holds 3,000. I thought it held more than that. All right, maybe not. Maybe not. Although I guess you could. I mean, you do have College World Series, but XFL, the season's over by April, May, so you could do it. Is Wisconsin a Blackhawk state or a Wild state? I've never been in Wisconsin. I've never lived there, so I can't answer that. Any chance of Hamilton getting an NHL team, or is it all Leafs fans when the Leafs shut it down? You know, I don't know the area very well, but I would guess the Leafs have a pretty dominant hold on it. I would guess the Leafs have a pretty dominant hold. And we have a 17-9 ball game. And again, the schedule for next week, no XFL streams the rest of the week. No streams in week 4. We will resume in week 5. We'll do a stream on Thursday. Hopefully I have my Tony Baselli Texans jersey. I'll wear that for the Roughnecks stream since we got some donations last time, which was awesome. Thank you guys so much for that. I'll have stream on Sunday for that game. Saturday games we won't be able to stream. I'll be at a concert. But in terms of video schedule, tomorrow there's going to be a Jaguars video. Tuesday will be a Eagles video, an Eagles video. Thursday will be a Packers-related video, broadcasting video. Saturday will probably be a Dolphins video, although I will see on that. We will have every other day. In JG8, the plan is to have 2 videos up on JG8 this week. Can't say when they're coming, can't say date or time when they'll be there, but we will have JG8 content at some point during this week. Kickoff there, and that is going to bounce, and is that going out of bounds? But I don't see a flag on the play. I don't see a flag, so maybe it was blown dead before. Maybe it was blown dead before. Dog barking, yep, not mine. Not mine. Yeah, so I guess the soundproofing here is not the best. Fortunately, I have an app on my phone that's a white noise machine app. That was a godsend last night. That was an absolute godsend. Because I was working until like 5 a.m. last night trying to get the video out today and then backlogging the other thing. Oh, did you answer if the Hornets never left Charlotte, who would be the 30th? I did not answer that. They never left Charlotte. Well, my guess is New Orleans still would have... there still would have been... But New Orleans never had it. I think Kansas City, I think. I think it would have been Kansas City. Pittsburgh getting a whiff of an NBA team is out. I don't know if they're big enough to hold all those sports. Kickoff return to the 20. Cut back 25 down to 28-yard line. So that's where Seattle will take over. 1st and 10 at their own 28. But I think Kansas City probably would have gotten it. But Pittsburgh, they're not big enough, and they had the ABA before, and their attendance was laughably bad. Laughably bad. There was a flag on the play, so probably going to come back. Probably coming back just a bit. See what the call is here. Personal foul, chop block, or block below the waist on the Sea Dragons, so they will not be at the 28. Probably thinking half this in the goal, so 14-yard line. I'm at the 14-yard line here. They didn't offer an ice to the dogs to bring to Homer. Jalapeno relish should have been hatched green chilies, which are iconic in New Mexico. Hope someone got fired for that blunder. The official was holding the ball for good. I didn't even notice that. I did not even notice that. It's a second down to the 16-yard line. So 2nd and 4. I guess they marked it at the 10. How come the Carolinas and Tennessee haven't gotten a baseball team yet? Territorial rights with the Atlanta Braves. But they will get a team. Charlotte and Nashville are going to be expansion contenders for sure. Or relocation contenders for the Rays. But teams are very strict about their territory, and the Braves pretty much dominate the entire South. Territory-wise. Okay, 2nd and 2. Ball the 18. Handoff, and it's going to be way more than a first down. Ball will be at the 32-yard line. Gain of 14 on the play is Morgan Ellison. He's done that a few times today, where he just breaks into the spin cycle, bulldozes his way over, and gets the first down. Ellison's been really good. Ellison's been very good. Is the Dolphins video anything to do with Cam Cameron and his 1 year there? No, it is not. It has nothing to do with that. If I do a Dolphins video, if it is, it's going to be something from the 70s. Tomorrow's video will involve the Dolphins also, though. It involves the Jaguars and the Dolphins. All right, DiNucci, gain of about 8 on the play. Catch there by, I believe, TJ Hammonds. I believe it was TJ Hammonds. Chicago would have remained a one-team town if the White Sox left. Yeah, there's not really much justification anymore for having 2 teams in one city. Like, expansion-wise. Like, you're not going to get any TV market, because TV markets control everything now. You're not really going to get any more TV viewers if you have 2 teams in the same city. Obviously, I'm not saying that teams can't have, or cities can't have 2 teams. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying move the Jets or the Giants. I'm not saying move the Yankees or the Mets. But that was a different time. Nowadays, I don't think we're ever going to see 2 teams in the same city again. Granted, MLS was kind of the exception to the rule, but the Galaxy played in the suburbs and not downtown LA, so it was a bit different. It was a bit different. What decade were the Dolphins and the Jaguars? 90s. The 90s. DiNucci. And that is picked off. Picked off. He could have run for at least 6 or 7 yards, but it is picked off there by Adam Sparks. Sparks provides a spark. The Vipers get the ball back. 1st and 10. What was DiNucci doing? What was he doing? Oh my goodness, he had room to run. He had a solid 6 yards of running room. And instead, he tries throwing it, and he can't get it over the head of Sparks. Intended target was Damian Willis. DiNucci, what are you doing? Will the Chargers move away from LA? No, I don't think they're moving away. They're not moving out of the Vegas market. Again, similar to team moves. I'm not saying like 2 teams in the same state. Like, obviously, Rams Chargers. But that was relocation. I'm talking expansion teams there. I don't think it's going to happen. 1st and 10, they're on 41-yard line. Handoff up the middle. Gain of about 5 or 6 yards. Mark at the 47-yard line. It's not 62-7. It is not 62-7. Has nothing to do with 62-7. Nice dapping on the Sparks play. I love doing that. I love just matching up last names with puns and pop culture references. Just nice haircut. Just got home from work. How's the game? Game's actually pretty good. The quarterback play. Hundley looks very good for Vegas. Definitely providing a spark that Perez was not. Second four, half of the middle. He's got some room. Gain of about 6 on the play. First down. Looks like it was Rod Smith on the run. And they are now in Seattle territory just like that. Doing the D-backs move. Not out of Arizona. I don't think they move out of Arizona. Do they move to the suburbs? I would hate that. I would absolutely hate that. Part of the reason why I like the D-backs is because they're downtown. They're easy to go to games. Suburbs, that would change a lot. But each team has 222 yards exactly. Gain of about 3 on the run. Favorite MCU film? Endgame. No, not Endgame. Infinity War. Infinity War. That's what I meant. Yeah, they won't move out of Phoenix. But do they move to the suburbs? Maybe. I hope not. I really don't mind. Chase Field. I think it's a nice ballpark. I think people say it's like the 3rd worst ballpark in baseball. I don't see it. I think Chase Field's gorgeous. QB keeper, and Hundley just jogs out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Gain of about 13 on the play. Looked like it was a bit slow running there, but they just put a spy on him. Maybe they are in there. It's just not working out. But Hundley just running through this team with ease. How did the NFL didn't have an issue with teaming the Carolinas when Carolina was Atlanta and Washington territory? It's a bit different in same thing with Houston and Dallas, same thing with Jacksonville getting a team. It's different in the NFL because there's no regional TV deals. With regional TV deals, it's way different. Like there's a reason why like Iowa, they're the market of 5 different teams. It's different with the TV deals there. If the NFL does a Euro division, I've heard they may put 2 teams in London straight off. Oh, I don't know why they would do that. Elijah Holder is the man down right now, 2nd and 9. All right, let me lean back. Again. And I'm doing this in a hotel bed, so I have to adjust. Do you think the Suns will get a new arena? No, they just renovated it. It's gorgeous. $250 million renovation. It looks really, really nice. They're not getting a new arena anytime soon. Plus, that location is great. Yeah, Suns will not get a new arena. They just did a renovation that's gorgeous, and they're totally fine. Diamondbacks, I think, will in the next 10 years, but I don't want them to. I don't want them to at all. 36-team MLB, I mean, I think it could work. I absolutely think it could work. There's enough markets out there that could support. But Euro Division, 2 teams in London, I don't know why you would do that. Let's see if they can support one first. Have I ever seen the end to the Week 3 Monday night game between the Eagles and the Cowboys? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what year or what game you're talking about. Well, the Coyotes are never in a decade. No, because they're. So here's the situation with the Coyotes. Here's the situation right now. They are trying to get a new arena in Tempe that's pretty much privately funded, and it's on land that's not being used. If they get the arena, and I don't see why they wouldn't. If they get the arena, they're going to stay there. If they don't, they're gone. So it all depends on that. But Euro Division in the NFL, I mean, I'm fine with the Euro Division, just not 2 teams in London right off the bat. How many minutes more from the 3rd quarter? We have about 9.5 minutes left. It's been kind of a slow-moving quarter. Yeah, London and Germany first, yeah. I could see a team in London, a team in... I'd see like Dublin. I mean, I could see Dublin getting a team. And then 2 teams in Germany, Frankfurt or Munich and Berlin. I could see that. I don't see NFL players wanting to live abroad. You could increase the cap for those teams specifically. So you could make the cap larger for those teams so they have more money to spend. Almost like how they did with the Panthers and the Jaguars. You have more cap space. I could see that. At the end of the day, money talks. NFL feels confident in UK and Germany, so read me with 2 UK and or London teams and 2 German teams. I mean, 2 German teams make sense. 2 London teams? I'm not so crazy about that. Not so crazy about 2 London teams. Just trying to see what fell. Apologies for the constant moving and shifting. Sure, the NFL will at least run a game in Dublin first before expanding there. I mean, they do college games there. It's worked out. I would think a Dublin game is coming up. I would think the Steelers with Rooney would play in Ireland soon. Should taxpayers pay for pro stadiums? I mean, it depends. It depends on what the tax is. Like, privately funded obviously is great. If the tax is coming from tourists, like if there's like a tourist tax where it's coming from like hotels and from stuff like that, I'm fine with that. But people that live in the city, no, absolutely not. All right, second and 9 at the 29-yard line rather. Hundley's got all day. He's firing for the end zone, and incomplete. Some sort of miscommunication there, because he had a step. Yeah, MLB in Portland would work. They support literally every team. Hundley had all day to throw. 4-man rush. No one could get to him in time. Bit of a late hit there by P.J. Hall. NFL getting expansion has to be a logistical nightmare. You can make it work. You can absolutely make it work. Look, you have to remember the distance between New York and London is the same as New York to LA, flight time-wise. Amsterdam, Madrid. I could see Amsterdam, Madrid. Probably not yet. Probably not yet. 3rd and 9. Hundley. There's a free blitzer, and he can't complete the pass. A 4th and 9 ball is at the 29-yard line. This would be a 47-yard field goal to make it a 2-possession game. We will see what happens here. Yeah, they're going to run a test in Spain if they ever do it. Dublin, they've done games in Dublin before with college. We have a 396 from Crazy J. Thank you so much. I'm the Viper who washes your windows. Love it. Thank you so much. All right, 47-yard attempt from Griffin. Kick is up, and it is drifting left, but through the uprights. 20-9. Vegas has the lead by 11. 2-possession game. I don't know where Teichman is. I don't know. Was not expecting a scary source to tell the dark reference. Neither was I. When I was 7, a friend told me Trek is in Star Trek in my butt. I don't think that's what it means. Could the NFL ever return to Hawaii again? Either exhibition or regular season game, or even just move the Pro Bowl games back there? No. The stadium is going to be too small. The stadium is going to be, that they're building for Hawaii, it's going to be way too small. Because they did an exhibition game, I think Cowboys-Rams was at Aloha Stadium a few years ago. But I don't think they're ever going back. Will the NFL play a game in Italy? There was a whole to-do about playing in Italy back in the 90s when they tried to put a World League of American Football team there and they wouldn't allow it. Will it happen at some point? Maybe. China NFL game they talked about, then COVID happened, so I don't know if it's ever going to be back on the table. We had Patriots Seahawks. That didn't happen, but we almost had it in like 2007 and then 2008. We were supposed to have the Rams play game in London, or in China, I mean. Never happened because of COVID. So we'll see. I think China game will be on the table in the next 10 years. All right, kickoff. 6:24 left. Is this reaching the 20? It is. It's going to be muffed and then fielded at the 13-yard line. And that is a horrible, horrible return by the Sea Dragons. As they'll start this at the 18-yard line. Just a 5-yard return on the kickoff. Starting inside their own 20. DC Defenders bringing back the Beer Snake. Yes, they are. I love it. I don't know why they got rid of it. Did I ever read about the proposed Intercontinental Football League in the 70s? I have read about that. I might have to do a deep dive into it, but I have to do some more research on it and try to find some footage. Blown up on the play. Fumble. Was he down? What is this shot? No, don't show the interview. Show the field. Was that a fumble? What is this shot? What is this director doing? No, I don't want a scenic shot. Was that a fumble or was it not? This is so not important. Was that a fumble or was that not? Who's got the ball? Did the ref rule him down? I don't even know what they're doing anymore. Oh my God, this director's asleep at the wheel. I don't think he ever had possession. So equally passed. Nice hit there. Intended target there was Ja'Cour Pearson. But oh my goodness. Why? This director is killing me today. Absolutely killing me. All right, 3rd and 6. Pat Stokes game in China canceled because of the economy. I forget the reason why it was canceled, but I might do a video on that game. I'd want to do. Australia, I can't find the footage, but I would love to do a video on the Broncos-Chargers game. I would love to do that from 1999. Watching you and the FC Dallas game at the same time, honestly, you're streaming so much more interesting. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm not watching MLS right now because I only have one TV, and there's no way I could possibly stream the internet whatsoever. All right, DiNucci going to the first down line. It is caught! It is caught! Oh my goodness, sliding grab there. Sliding grab by Jordan Veazey. Veazey like Sunday morning. It is a catch. 20-yard gain. Sliding play. Did he have control? I think that hand is underneath it. I don't see the ball move. I think that's a catch. I think that is a catch. They're going to look at it. If it stands, ball will be at the 39-yard line. At least from that angle, I don't see the ball moving. His hand was underneath it. That looks like a catch to me. NFL game in Alaska, where do you play? The stadium is too small. There's no stadium. Jaguar sub said the stream's dying. I am doing this in a hotel room on my phone hotspot. So if the stream ever lags, that is the reason for it. I have no control. The Wi-Fi here is not good, so I have to use my phone's hotspot to do it. So the fact that we've lasted this long, I'm kind of shocked. I'm honestly kind of shocked that this has worked out. This has been an awesome stream, though, guys. Will you ever play a game in Qatar or the UAE? Not for a while. Not for a while. Plus, I mean, market-wise, is there even an interest? I don't think there would be. You would need... They would have... The only way I could see it is if one of those companies gave billions of dollars to the NFL to host a game there. And I mean billions with a B. Like, I'll give you $2 billion to play a game in Lusail. That's the only way I could see it. Preseason game in Barrow, Alaska, have a midnight kickoff. No light scene. I mean, that would be cool. It'd be absolutely cool. Never going to happen, but that would be super cool. Do you keep an eye on football leagues in other countries? CFL to some extent, but other than that, not really. I wish I did. My time is so devoted to other stuff with all the channels and whatnot. I would love to keep an eye on other leagues, but I just haven't been able to. First down on the run. Gain of about 11 there. They're going to have the ball at midfield. Ellison. We have a $5 from Broski. 89. Thank you so much. If London gets one team and Germany gets two teams, who do you think will get the fourth team for the Euro Division? My guess would be Amsterdam or Dublin. That would be my guess. Paris, I mean, the football hasn't really worked out there. Gain of about 3 on the run they're going to mark it, so 2nd and 7 in Vegas territory. You need a score here. You need a score here with how the game's going. Barcelona, maybe. Barcelona could be, but they have to do some test runs. The language barrier is really the thing. Like, Germany, yeah, they speak German, but they also speak a lot of English there. London, they speak English, obviously. I think Dublin and Amsterdam are probably your 2 best bets. If they do a Eurodivision. DiNucci, he's got time, he's throwing, and it is caught. Sliding grab there at the 27-yard line once again. It is Veazey. He loves going to the ground, making those sliding catches on the play. First down for the Sea Dragons. Making that look Veazey. All right, 1st and 10. If DC gets a new stadium with a roof, will they host a Super Bowl? If they get a new stadium, I think they will. With a roof. Yes. No. All right, DiNucci going towards the sticks. It is caught once again by Veazey, his 3rd catch of the game. They're going to mark him just short of the first down. But Veazey, the go-to guy, he's got 49 yards on this drive alone. They need a spark of some sorts, and Veazey is giving it to him. North Korea. How about you just remember all this football knowledge? I've just ingrained myself in the game. I've really just done that. The thing I learned very quickly in life is that you want to be the best at something, you got to work your butt off for it. And I've just devoted my life to ingraining myself in sports and in football because I knew this is what I wanted to do with my life. Something in sports. I just love it so much also. I've probably forgotten more about NFL history than most people will ever know. And I take great pride in that. A game in Argentina? I don't think so. Brazil I could see. I could absolutely see Brazil. Stream freezing for anyone? Oh, man, that stinks. Again, I'm doing this on hotel Wi-Fi, or my phone hotspot. DiNucci, go into the end zone. Back of the end zone, Josh Gordon! Josh Gordon! Josh Gordon! Back of the end zone! Oh my goodness! How did he stay in bounds? Oh my goodness! Josh Gordon! I believe that's his third touchdown catch of the season. I think he's got one in every game. He got both feet in too. He got both feet in. The question is, did the ball bobble when he transferred to his other hand? But that looks, on first glance, that looks clean to me. That looks clean to me. Beautiful. Why are you going for 3? You're down by 5. Go for 2. All right, they're gonna try a 3. I don't know why. I would think you just go for 2 here. DiNucci, dropping back, and that is not even close. If anything, that's offensive pass interference, but there's no flag. I don't know why you would try a 3 there. You got to be smart. Oh, this one's far from over. 117 left. This one's far from over. 35 points. Again, over-under is 37.5. NFL in India? No. No, I don't see it ever happening. Just economy-wise, it wouldn't work out. Because you can't charge the prices for tickets to concessions in India. They can't do it. Like, there's a reason why YouTubers whose number one base is India, they have to get a lot of views, otherwise they don't make it. Like, RPM on most channels, which is how many dollars you make for every 1,000 views, usually it's around $4. For me, it's somewhere around 8. For finance channels, it's like in the 20s. If your base is in India, your RPM is usually somewhere around 80 cents. I just don't think it would work. Metrodome is the only stadium to host World Series, Final Four, and Super Bowl. Yes. Crazy how versatile the Metrodome was. And how it was terrible for every single sport. Patriots legend Josh Gordon. Sal's cloudy, you need vitamin C. As vitamin C says, put a smile on your face. All right, kickoff fielded, and Vegas will start this drive at the 24-yard line. NFL in Russia, no way. Yeah, they went for 3, but now you're down. Now you need a touchdown. Had a cricket stadiums in India fill up. They're not charging NFL prices. Look, the average ticket price in the NFL. The average ticket price in the NFL in 2021 was $457. That's the average price. All right. That's the average ticket price. $451 is the average ticket price. The average monthly salary in India is $422. Hundley keeps it. QB option there, again about 2. So, look at those stats and tell me how the NFL in India would work. Cricket prices, they don't charge that much. They don't charge that much. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't go for 2 and why they went for 3. I don't know. Yeah, Glasshouse will maybe a great JG. Yeah, I want to do that at some point. I definitely want to do a video on that. An in-depth look at that. Because that would be a great topic. Worst place for NFL team, North Korea, Russia, or Antarctica? Probably Antarctica because your population is 0. Venezuela for an NFL exhibition game. I think we have to start in Brazil and then Argentina before we'd even think about Venezuela. So we see how that goes first. Let's be close to a first down. We'll see if they give it to him. Gain of 7 or 8. Let's see where they mark it. Mark it just short, so 3rd and 1. Australia, but they already have their own version of football. That's the other thing. Oh, they are giving the first down now. Yeah, average ticket price is $150. Yeah, okay. That's why. Yeah, the NFL will never charge $1.50 for a game. They will never do that. And you might think, okay, well, why can't they do it? Well, you know what? There's this thing called resellers, and they will. If the NFL ever put up tickets for $1.50, ticket resellers are going to have a field day with that. San Diego State doesn't let an XFL team play at their stadium, then they're straight out of luck. They're not going to have games there because I don't think they play Petco. NFL in South Africa, I don't think so. If they go to Africa for an exhibition game or a team for whatever reason, that would be the first market for sure. They play at Johannesburg. Either that or Cape Town, but I think they play at Johannesburg. We have a $2 from Weather Chart. Official attendance 6,037. Ooh, not great. Not great. Wait a second, though. You're telling me there were more people last week than this week? There's no way. There's no way. Considering there were a lot of Nigerian Americans in the NFL, I could see a game in Nigeria in the next few decades. Again, the salary. The monthly salary is $774. Your ticket price is $450. I could see the NFL trying to do like a grassroots Africa league to some extent, like not a grassroots, I'm trying to think of a good name for it, like a good word for it, like a not developmental league, but I could see like starting some programs, let's say in Africa, and maybe having like 4 African-based teams just play each other and they like have ambassadors and whatnot, maybe something like that. Australia is a long way to go, maybe not that much return. Yeah, that's the other thing. It's a lot of flying. Regular season game in Japan. I mean, look, they love football. Japan loves football. They did a lot of American Bowls there in Tokyo. They did one in Osaka too. There's some Japanese Americans. Obviously, the economy is great there. I could see it. I think they might do China first, but Japan would make a lot of sense. What do you think of the Vegas Vipers coming to San Diego Destroyers in 2024? I mean, I think San Diego Vipers work, although you might need just a complete rebrand because the last 2 Vipers teams have moved. I'm fine with San Diego Destroyers. I'm fine with it. San Diego Chargers also would work. But they will move to San Diego. I would be stunned if they were not in... If there is a season 2, they will be in San Diego next year. I would be surprised. They're not staying in Vegas. There's no way. How'd they pull off the MLB game in Australia timing-wise? That was at... They did that local time. I think that was like 7 in the morning. So it was 7 o'clock at night in Australia or 8 o'clock at night. If Colts won Super Bowl 3, depends on how bad they win it. If they win it by a lot, there's no merger. They win it by a lot, there's no merger, and they just keep having bidding wars. Or the merger gets delayed by another few years before the teams start bankrupting each other. My guess, here's my educated guess. My educated guess is that if the Colts win Super Bowl 3 by a lot of points, the merger is called off. The NFL sees no reason to do this merger anymore, and the 2 leagues compete against each other and continue to do that, as that's a gain of about 2 on the play, until the WFL comes along. And once the WFL comes along, the NFL and the AFL come to their senses and decide to merge because they would just bankrupt each other, having to compete against each other and the WFL for players and compete with those prices. Then they would come to their senses and merge. So I think the merger will be delayed to the mid-70s. That's my guess. Regular season game in Scotland or Wales? Scotland, I don't know if you could do it. Wales, I mean, Cardiff Stadium is perfect for an NFL team. They go Ireland first, I think. You're going to go in that region. I think Wales are probably more likely than Scotland, though. I think Cardiff is more likely than Scotland. Play is blown dead. The league is committed to long-term the markets they're in. The Rock and company pony up to either rent out a Legion or renovate Cashman. Merger was announced in 1966. But the first 4 years, they were going to play under NFL AFL. They would have called it off after Super Bowl 3. If the Colts won by a lot. Yeah, they say they're committed to... Because what else are they going to say? What else internally? They are fed up with Vegas. And this whole situation. The ticket situation was a mess. The stadium situation's a mess. The Vegas Vipers are not lasting. Hunley just throwing it away. Smart play. How could the WFL compete with the NFL and the AFL in your scenario? The WFL has so many financial issues. Yeah, but... look, I'm not saying it would have succeeded. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying player-wise, they would have tried signing a bunch of players. Like, they tried getting Joe Namath. They tried getting a bunch of guys. They were able to successfully get Larry Zonka, Paul Warfield. They got them over. So, you could they would nothing would change there. They'd still be financially troubled, but they would still try and sign players. And then the NFL would realize, okay, we need to compete with those prices and the AFL prices. This is not going to work. I think if there's no merger, we see more rapid expansion. I don't know if a third league ever gets off the ground. That is a good point. That a third league, like, you might not see. Although, if you have a third, like with a third league, as they're going to punt it away. The WFL went to a lot of markets that were in the same regions. Like, Philly had a team, New York had a team, Chicago had a team. If they went to a lot of places, SoCal had a team. Like, they went to a lot of the same places. So I'm not sure. That is a short punt. It is fielded at the 31-yard line. So that's where Seattle's going to start this drive with a chance to take the lead. That is a good hypothetical. I think the WFL, they wouldn't go to NFL and AFL markets since you have... Or actually, I don't think anything would change. I really don't think anything would change. Do you think Portland is the second most likely location for the Vipers to move to? I would say so. Or Sacramento. But I would say West Coast. Somewhere on the West Coast, I think they would move to. Promotion relegation in the NFL, the Giants and Jets would have been relegated to a lesser league of potential ratings and revenue disaster would have been averted. Yeah, that's why we'll never have it happen. San Diego, if they had an XFL team, they get 30,000 a game easily. They'd be top market besides St. Louis. Not even close. They'd be the top market. Besides Vinatieri and Tucker, what NFL kicker could make the Hall of Fame? Retired or current? Down game, 6-yard line, so 15-yard gain. There's pressure from the blind side. He sees it. He steps up. He's going to take off for a bit and gets tackled behind the line of scrimmage, so it goes down as a sack. Could have been a lot worse. Could have been a strip sack. But we do have a sack on the play. Looked like that sack was by number 30, and they really have to update these depth charts. I did not see a 30 on my depth chart. Second 11. We have a $2 from Scorpion Taz. Thank you so much. Canada or Mexico? First again, NFL team. Mexico City. The NFL has stopped playing games in Canada and trying to play games in Canada. They're being much more aggressive in Mexico. Much more aggressive. So I absolutely think Mexico will get a team before Canada does. Plus you have the competition with the CFL, where they allow it. And that is a catch there by Jordan Vesey for a first down. Vesey had 3 catches on the last drive. Big time plays. And that time he picks up about 14 yards, 1st and 10. Yeah, Gary Anderson would be my pick. What kicker could make the Hall of Fame? Gary Anderson would probably be my pick. Bob Timberlake also. Bob Timberlake, absolutely great kicker for the Giants back in the 60s. Phenomenal kicker. If you've ever seen his stats, it's a trip. You wonder with a guy like could I ever play in the NFL? Like was there ever a point where I could have played in the NFL? And look, we overrate ourselves. We like to say, I could have made that, I could have done that. Bob Timberlake's probably the one guy where I legitimately think I would have done better than. Legitimately, I think I would have been a better NFL player than Bob Timberlake. Kicking, at least. Bob Timberlake played in the NFL in 1965. He was 1 for 15 on field goals. I legitimately think I could not do worse. I like to believe that. I like to believe I could not do worse than that. He should be in the Hall of Fame just for that. Just for hitting 6.7% of his field goals, he should be in the Hall of Fame. If it weren't for Trump's antics trying to get the USFL to play in the fall, how much longer would the original USFL lasted? I think at least another 5 years. I mean, they still had some financial troubles. There were still some markets that didn't work, but it would have been interesting because... Oh, fumble! But it goes out of bounds. So DiNucci dodges a bullet there. Would have been interesting, though, because Jacksonville probably doesn't get in Sacramento. I completely agree. I think it would be a great market. 32-yard line, handoff, going to be a first down and more. Out at the 24-yard line, Morgan Ellison, gain of 8. First down. Yeah, promotion and relegation would never work in the NFL. And the reason, like the New York thing, that's exactly a good reason why we never work in the NFL. Plus, you also have to remember, promotion and relegation in European soccer, the big teams will still always be good. They'll always still stay up. You're not losing the big markets that way. And even if you do lose a big London team, you still have like 10,000 other teams in London that can take their place. NFL, I mean, you're screwed. You're screwed if a big market team gets broken. Bulldozers over 10 down at the 6-yard line. Let's mark it. They marked it at the 9. I don't know why. Morgan Ellison once again. Looks like a 15-yard run if they mark at the 9. The AFL never existed. 2-point conversion never becomes a thing. I think the game gets stymied a ton if that happens. The first quarter and on their last touchdown, they didn't get it either time. If they went for 1 or 2, we might have a different ball game right now. Yeah, Danny White was both kicker, but he'll never get in. He'll never get in. Hall, very good. Robbie Gould, I don't think so. I don't think he's going to get in. I think Gary Anderson's probably the best bet. Handoff. That field is not ready. That field is so bad. You could see it too. Oh, what a shame. That field is terrible. You could see it too. Oh, man, that looked painful. That looked absolutely painful. That was... I mean, loss of 8 on the play. 3rd and goal for 15. That looked painful. That field failed him. This field is not quality material. That was entirely on the field. I mean, come on. He's sliding in dirt. What are we doing? What are we doing here? Why? This is a minor league stadium with a minor league field. What are we doing? All right, at least he's jogging off, so he might be okay. But man, buffering issues. Oh man, 170 yards tonight too. He's had a great game. Hopefully he's back. Hopefully he's back in because he's been running like a madman tonight. Really fun to see. But man, that field is terrible. Again, doing this on my phone hotspot, so hopefully this works. We've been on for 2 hours 45 minutes, so I'm shocked we've lasted this long. 3rd and goal, ball at the 15-yard line. Is it 4-down territory? Depends on how much they get here. 3rd and goal at the 14. DiNucci drops back, feels the pressure. He flips it. Patrick Mahomes-esque. It's going to be Blake Jackson on the grab. Game about 9. Now you think they're going to kick the field goal. Just kind of flipped that one. Almost ran into the sack. Trevor got a nice little whack. Yeah, shovel pass there. Flips it to Blake Jackson. The worst Hall of Famer in each of the 4 major sports. Ooh. NBA, I'm not crazy about Basketball Hall of Fame in terms of... I can't answer hockey. I don't know too much about that. NBA, I hate how they do it where college players also get in. So... probably some college guy. MLB, it's Baines. NFL, it's probably Joe Guyon. But there's really not a bad Hall of Famer in the NFL. Right, delay of games, so move it back 5. So take out the 5 that take the 5 they got. Should Wilfork be in the Hall of Fame? Look, if Wilfork doesn't get in, no nose tackle should be in. If Wilfork's not in, then no nose tackle should ever get in. Because he was one of the best there was. The kick is up, and it is good in this wind. You can see it there. The kick is good, 20-18. All right, last week was not good for the XFL. Last week there were some really bad games, some really poor quality football. This has been a good game. This has been a good game. Could go either way. 20-18. And again, we have to keep asking ourselves. We're going to beat this point home, but we have to keep asking ourselves. They didn't go for 3 on the touchdowns. What happened? We have a $2.79 in Canadian dollars from Adam Wetstein. Thank you so much. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Let me get your name in there. 5 of the teams in the EPL are in London, 2 in Man City. Yeah. Obviously, Manchester, you have Man United, Man City. London, you have Arsenal, you have Chelsea, you have Brentford, Fulham, and Crystal Palace. So, yeah. That's the situation there. There will never be a situation where there will never be a team in London. There's never going to be there. Yeah, parts of the field look yellow, yeah. Play Bishop Gorham, for goodness sake, yeah. It can't be any worse than Cashman. This really cannot, yeah. Play San Diego. How about best non-Hall of Famer from each major sports league? Ooh, all right. MLB, I would say Roger Clemens. Or, no, Pete Rose. Pete Rose. What am I saying? Pete Rose. NFL, I would say... I think Ken Anderson is probably the best. NBA, let's go... I don't know much about the NHL, so I can't really answer that one. Although NHL, I mean... I know Rick DiPietro was very good for a very long period of time with the Islanders, but obviously he's not Hall of Fame material, and that contract was laughably bad, so that'll never happen. But NBA, I'd say Muggsy. I'd say Muggsy Bogues. Muggsy Bogues. Well, Suggs took the Hall of Fame. I think he'll be first or second ballot. Yeah. Gally, I forgot there was an XFL game today. Yeah, the marketing has not been great for the XFL in terms of we don't know what time the games are on. Like this week there's 3 Sunday games. Next week you have a game taking place on Sunday at 10 o'clock Eastern. I'll be streaming that, but I mean, come on. Remember the Texans sprinter who sued the Texans on the stadium when an uneven grass square with a gap in the field caused him to get a foot injury? I do not remember that. I remember Reggie Bush sued the Steelers, Eagles, and Cardinals would have survived World War II if the league wouldn't have allowed for the single-season mergers for 2 seasons. Yes, because they would have allowed for teams to get suspended. The Rams are a great example of that. The Rams, they just took the year off. The Rams in, 1943? I want to say they just took the year off. They were like, we're not going to play. Rose over Bonds, I mean, they're both great, but Rose, Bonds, Clemens. Kickoff, it reaches at the 8-yard line. So that's where Vegas will get this ball. 20, breaks a tackle, 30, 35, he beats the kicker, 40, 45, down to bounds at the 50-yard line. 50-yard line is where they're going to start this one. They needed a play after all those points by Seattle, after, what was it, after 9 consecutive points by Seattle, and it is sweeting. How sweet it is. 50-yard line. It's where the Vipers will take over. Stream looks so goofy. Apartment Wi-Fi on something will look like a slideshow. This is not my apartment. I'm in a hotel in Miami. I'm going on a cruise tomorrow, so I'm doing this on, because the hotel Wi-Fi is not good, I'm doing this on my phone's hotspot. This is not my regular location. This is not my regular location. So just keep that in mind. This is not where I usually stream these games. If this is your first time watching me, first off, thank you so much for tuning in. My usual location whatsoever. This is a one-time thing at a hotel in Miami because I love streaming the XFL with you guys. They strike John. Love it. You gotta love it. 50-yard touchdown. And the Vipers extend their lead 26-18. You think they're going to go for 2 here, make it a 2-possession game. Just like that, see how the momentum, and then Sweeting with the kickoff return, and 1 play later, 50-yard touchdown. That might be I think that's the longest touchdown in the XFL this season. I think it's the longest touchdown in the XFL this season. If the 94 strike didn't happen, and the Expos would have won the World Series with the state of Montreal, Bud Selig, I've talked to him, he said it wouldn't have happened. It would not have happened. It just wasn't a good fit. Biggest surprise of the XFL season so far, I think the fact that I did not see the Vipers being 0-2 to start. I also did not see St. Louis being 2-0 to start. Then again, McCarron's not playing great, but he's clutch. I did not see that coming. Pass interference. Pass interference on the play. They're going to call the PI on Lyndon Stevens, so move that ball up. And they'll try again for 2 to make it a 2-score game, but they'll have better. Again, I'm in a hotel room streaming this game. I'm kind of shocked we've lasted this long. This is how I'm uploading all these videos, by the way. Yeah, a lot of lag right now, yeah. JJ9's hotel Wi-Fi. I would think the hotel Wi-Fi is the hotspot too, so yeah, I have unlimited. I have to use the. This is how much I love streaming and love watching the XFL with you guys, because I can imagine it's frustrating for you guys. It's frustrating for me too. I have to get work done in this, because starting tomorrow I will be getting as minimal work done as possible on this boat. So I have videos in the works that I'm going to backlog. One that's coming out tomorrow, one that's coming out Tuesday, one that's coming out Thursday, one that's coming out Saturday, and then 2 JG8 videos that have been shipped off to my editor. JG7, I have no clue what I'm doing. No clue. 94 the year the Reds had the best overall record. 81. Cardinals also the same best record in their division, but they didn't make it. Why do you think the Battlehawks 3 games on the road to start? conventions going on there. How would Barney be as an NFL announcer? Absolutely terrible. Very positive. Right around halftime. Wait, now we're at 0. Wait a second. Wait a second. But it looked like, was that the fullback? Or no, was that Vesey? I think that was Vesey. 6 minutes left in the game. Yeah, thank goodness my hotel has FX because I brought my Apple TV just in case. It didn't, but I don't even know how I would have streamed it. I think that was Josh Gordon. 2nd and 10. Would have had it at midfield. Go Sea Dragons. They got a big drive here. Am I trying to upload videos? Maybe hold off on... No, I'm not trying to upload anything right now. No, this isn't like last time. 3, it's Pearson on the grab. Again, the league leader in receptions entering today. 3rd and 7 ball at around the 30-yard line. All right, Tiffany Blackman's, I think, doing a report on Ellison. That's going to be huge. I don't know what the report is. I'm not watching with the audio, but he's on the sidelines. Yeah, high school can't be any worse than Cashman Field. I mean, this is an embarrassment to the league. This field. 3rd and 8. Ball at the 29-yard line. What a back-and-forth affair! Oh my goodness, 35 yards, had to throw off his back foot too, felt the pressure. Beautiful dime. This has been a phenomenal game. Yeah, actual explosive offense. This is nice. I've been looking for this for a while. Over 100 yards, the best receiver in the XFL this season probably. Handoff again, they don't have Ellison in there, so they're going to give it to TJ Hammonds. Gain of 5. And now, with 5 minutes left and the clock runs on everything, you have 3 timeouts, but you have to figure 4-down territory this point on. You have to figure everything at this point is 4-down territory. All right, just looking at that shot of Ellison, he looks like he's out for the rest of the game. That stinks. Elmo is an NFL announcer. Talk a lot in third person. It'd be terrible. Absolutely terrible. All right, Danucci. Swing route. Nice move by Hammonds. Gets the first down. No block in the back. Very nice play there by Vesey to hold off. You could tell he was thinking it. You could tell he was thinking set the block, but then he realized, wait a second, if I do this, it's going to be a block in the back. Just going to be there and hold off. Did he get a push, though? Did he get a push? I don't know if he got the push in. I don't know if he got the push in or not. It was minimal. I don't know. That was awfully close. But either way, 21-yard line, TJ Hammonds having to step up now that Morgan Ellison is hurt. This has been an amazing game right now. An amazing game. I don't know if it's better than the Seattle DC game, but this has been phenomenal to watch. First 10 to 22, Danucci. He's got time. Looking, end zone. It is caught. It is caught in the corner of the end zone. Fingers. What a game. Oh my goodness. Where will they take this extra point from? Selfishly, I want them to go for 2. Danucci holding up 2 fingers, it looks like. So, looks like they're just going to try and tie it up. All right, here we go. Danucci. To complete the comeback. End zone! Incomplete. Overthrown. Kelvin McKnight, the intended target. I don't know if I agree with Seattle's strategy this game of going for 3. I would have gone for 2 on the last one, and I would have definitely not gone for 3 there. I mean, Elmo can't be worse than Al Michaels last year. Overpaid out this week. Greg has been current. I've been calling a touchdown. Oh, that stinks. You received the opening kickoff sweater. That's awesome. And the notebook. Nice. Still waiting for the number 80 retired names for Earth. Thank you again so much for buying from the shop. It really means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Yeah, USL team plays at Cashman. Yeah, so the field is beat up. I don't know why. I've never watched the middle, so I can't answer that. Big Bird is an answer. I feel like he'd be bad. He has a grasp with the English language, at least. 3 touchdowns, 308 yards for Danucci. Is it enough, though? Is it enough? Yeah, typical Seattle games. Seattle games have been down to the wire. Again, the winner gets their first win of the season. The loser drops to 0-3. A lot on the line. 26-24, 3:36 left. Kickoff is fielded at the 4. Stumbles a bit. Ooh, that stinks. Again, I'm doing this in a hotel room in Miami, so this is on Wi-Fi on my phone hotspot, so this is the best I can do right now. I really wish it wasn't like this, especially as the game is getting really, really good. I really wish it was not like this. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. Remember, there will be a play where they go to Brett Hundley. There will be a play where he fakes the handoff one way, and he just keeps him himself. Seattle has not been ready for it all game, which absolutely stinks. We have a $50 from Weather Chart. Oh my goodness! $50 from Weather Chart. Oh my goodness, that means the world to me. Thank you so much. Thanks again for doing these XFL streams. Let me just get your name in there again. Thank you so much, man. And for being here for all the streams and for supporting me on Patreon. Thank you so much. Thanks again for doing these XFL streams. Even before a trip, you're willing to stream and hang out with us on YouTube. Here's a little something for a nice dinner or fancy drink on the ship. Catch up on some sun and R&R. You really earned it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Really, really means the world to me. Really, you have no idea. This really means a lot to me. I love doing this. Believe me. I love, from the bottom of my heart, I love doing this. I love streaming these games, and I love hanging out with you guys, and I love working, and it's all because of you guys. Really, I have the dream job. I just talk football and talk baseball, and that's my job, and it's a dream job. Slant route incomplete, broken up, but again, the clock runs. Yeah, the lag. I can promise you this, the lag will not be this bad anymore. Oh, there was a punch. Oh, that's what they were reviewing. Oh, almost gone for a punch there. No, not Vic Beasley. Elijah Ponder. Almost gone for a punch. Yeah, again, I'm doing this on a hotel hotspot. So this is the best I can do. I will promise you that the next XFL game I stream is as a run behind the line of scrimmage. It is stopped. 3rd and 11. We'll see if Seattle wants to call one of their timeouts, and it looks like they will. Smart clock management there. They're going to burn a timeout right now. But I can absolutely promise you that the Wi-Fi will be back in my apartment for every other stream. How's it going, Ugg? How's it going? I wonder if there are more people in the hotel now using the Wi-Fi. Yeah, I'm not using the Wi-Fi though. It's my phone hotspot. It's my phone hotspot. I'm not even in downtown Miami. I'm not in. I booked a hotel that was supposedly close to the airport, but it was 4 miles away. But I really love doing this. Really, if I could do this on the cruise, I would. Really. I love working. I love talking football. I love immersing myself in this. And a lot of people, when they go on vacation, they say they're ready for a break. They're ready for a break. They're looking forward to it. And as much as I'm looking forward to it, and trust me, I am. I love this ship. I love being able to hang out with my buddies. There's so much to do, so many great places to see. I am not ready for a break. I love doing this so much. I feel fulfilled every day. It's all because of you guys, really. This is really amazing. All right, so the headsets for the Sea Dragons quit working, so now the Vipers have to remove their headsets. Ooh, interesting. All right. Yeah, I'm not anywhere near downtown. 3rd and 11. Hundley. It is caught, and a first down. Ball at the 38-yard line. 17-yard gain. 17-yard gain. And who else but Jeff Badette? 17-yard gain. A huge play for the Vipers. Huge play. The Sea Dragons should still be okay if they want to get the ball back. Each team has 2 timeouts left. The clock has stopped. I'm not entirely sure why. Have you ever thought about using an AI voice for a video? No. YouTube will crack down on that too if you use AI for a voice. I have put in, so all the content I do now, I put in through Adobe Podcast. So I do have an AI, I do use AI to edit out the audio. Makes my life super easy. Instead of taking 90 minutes to edit audio, it takes 15 minutes. How many minutes left? 2.5. 2.5 minutes left in this game. I've never punched someone in school. I've never done that. I'm not a violent type. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I've never done that. All right, 1st and 10. Seattle has a timeout left. 2-minute warning also. When the studio is ready, will there be XFL? Will there still be XFL football? No. No. That won't happen during the XFL season. After the draft is when it's going to happen. After the draft is when it's going to happen. USFL will have it in time. We'll have it in time for the USFL. Sea Dragons burn their third and final timeout. They have none left. 2:35 left. A first down for the Vipers ends the game. A first down will do it. They made the QB switch going from Luis Perez to Brett Hundley. They're not going back, I can tell you that much. Hundley has been phenomenal today. DiNucci has been great too, outside the one awful throw he had where he could have run it. Just threw a pick right into the arms of Sparks. A phenomenal game, one of the best of the season, maybe the best. I mean, DC Seattle was great. This might be number 2. We're seeing some explosion. This is amazing. Will the NFL ever get rid of ties? No. No, they will never get rid of ties. Ball at the 41-yard line. 7 yards for the Vipers between them and their first win of the season. 2nd and 7. Here we go. Hundley. Gain of about 1, maybe 2. So we have a 2-minute warning coming up. 3rd and about 6. If the Vipers convert here, okay, they're going to mark a 3rd and 5. If the Vipers convert here, after the 2-minute warning, that's ball game. That's it. If they don't, Seattle's getting it with a minute left, no timeouts, but the clock stops on first downs, and only down by 2. And yeah, you can see the graphic right there. Highest scoring game in the XFL this season, 50 total points. DiNucci and Hundley putting on a QB battle. Amazing. Amazing game. You may not have attacked anyone, but a forklift operator attacking a Saints player is wild. I was stunned when I heard that story. I was like, how has no one reported this? How has no one talked about this? Like, that's a pretty big deal. A stadium employee just decides to attack a Saints player with a forklift? Like how has no one talked about that story? And as I said, the rules say that if one team loses their communications during the game, the other teams are turned off till the problem is fixed. I think that's an NFL rule, too. I think that's an NFL rule as well. The highest scoring game, 50 points. Previous high was 45. And the football's going to get better. Yeah, absolutely. Football will get better as it goes on. That's usually how it is. Usually, the offensive line is usually the thing that lags the most. And usually by the second half of the season, they gel and they get it. Yeah, the whole Clarence Chapman story with the forklift. I was stunned that I was the first one to ever talk about it. No articles mention it. Like retrospectives, no weird history stuff has mentioned it. I don't like college football super conferences. Me either. It's like, I feel so bad for the ladies and in sports like volleyball and rowing and for any of the sports that don't get revenue necessarily, or a ton of revenue, making these cross-country trips nonstop. It makes... I hate it. I hate it so much for them. You're telling me now, like, Rutgers women's rowing team has to fly out to... or women's volleyball team has to fly out to USC to play conference games? Like, come on. It's not fair to them. It's not... These schools are going to get decimated. I think we're going to see a lot of teams cutting back in those departments to save money because these flights are just going to be too much. The travel's going to be way too much going out to California and doing all these super conferences. I hate it. Will more and more teams start making their own broadcasts instead of RSNs? Like almost like the Yankees with Yes Network? I don't think so. I feel like the formula is there, and there's a reason that people haven't done it. But the formula's been there. I hope the forklift guy was fired. Yeah, I couldn't find anything else about the forklift guy. All I know is that he was arrested. I'm assuming he was fired. I'm assuming you can't keep a guy on after he attacks a player on the team with a forklift. Or not with a forklift, but I'm assuming he was fired. College football is trying to rise from a regional sport to a national sport. Weird. Yeah, and it's kind of ruining the game to some extent. To some extent, it's kind of ruining. So I think Seattle scores here. I think Vegas gets the first down. My favorite JJ9 video was the disgruntled Steelers fan who drove to Three Rivers and spread nacho cheese everywhere. That was hysterical. That was hysterical. Yeah, I think Vegas gets a first down. I think Hundley keeps it. I think we're going to do a QB keeper with Hundley. Be ready for it. Better have a spy on him. They better have a spy on him. Here we go. 3rd and 5. This is the ball game here. 3rd and 5. Hundley. There's pressure, and it's batted down. Seattle will have a shot. Seattle will have a shot. Seattle will have a shot. A beautiful defensive play by Trey Walker. Bennett it down. They bring the heat. They bring the pressure. They don't even give Huntley a chance to scramble outside and do some magic. Trey Walker with the bat down. And they will have a shot. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Chuck Dickerson had a radio show for a long time in Buffalo. So I found a lot of the footage on Dickerson. With core kind of, why don't leagues just broadcast games for free on YouTube and make money off of advertising? Oh, don't run into the... Oh, there's a flag on the play. There's a flag on the play. If this stands, 23-yard line is where Seattle will take over. There was a flag on the play. It was thrown at the line of scrimmage. Is there a flag in the backfield, though? Was there running into the punter? As it was awfully close. It was thrown near the snap on the line of scrimmage. What is this call? Here we go. Do I think UCLA and USC could have joined the Big Ten in football and stay in the Pac? No, the Pac would never allow it. They would never allow it. They would have never allowed it. To just get bullied like that? No, no way. All right, they're talking to the Seattle sidelines, so my guess is this is on Vegas. Yeah, I don't think they would do that. All right. It is on Vegas. Not to have it re-kicked, just because that takes up a ton of time. So 1st and 10, after the penalty, ball is on the 28-yard line. Again, no timeouts, but there's college rules. The clock stops. Big time defensive play. I thought so. I think, look, you can't say that kind of stuff. You just can't say that kind of stuff and motivate the other team like that. You can't do it. 3rd and 4 on the conversions. Either way, oh my goodness. First game, the other one, 20-9 at one point. Since then, Seattle has scored 20. You explain why it failed during a pivotal. Oh, did it fail during the play? Oh, don't tell me it failed during the play. Don't tell me it failed during the play. My reaction was great. Oh man, 53 seconds left. Here we go. 31-yard line. They have 2 timeouts with audio. Let's see what this flag is going to be. Personal, not agree with the clock management in the sense of calling drop zone. The Seattle Sea Dragons, after a 65-yard touchdown by Josh Gordon, stun the Vegas Vipers and come back to win it 30-26. Seattle goes to 1-2. That really might have been the best XFL game I've ever seen. Holy cow. Offensive explosion.